for it. Wait for it. Hello, everyone.
Happy premiere night.
Happy premiere night. I don't know why that's
First stream back of the year.
first stream of 2023. We are so
We're doing
excited to
great.
be here. We've done so much work.
So much work.
I won't say New Year, New Us because I hate that.
New Year improved us.
New Year improved us.
There we go.
We have been kicking butt. We are trying to incorporate so much more this year. We are trying to incorporate more people, which you're getting to see tonight. We are trying to incorporate more technology. I have so many screens right now.
So many.
So many screens. I'm learning how to add music. As you could tell during our starting, there was a nice song because I figured that out. It really wasn't hard. I just hadn't taken the time to figure that out. Oh, I didn't turn on the music for behind us. Hold on.
We're doing really great. Don't worry about it. The
Great.
utmost professionals, if
So
you
good.
haven't watched our channel before.
Great.
And we also added stream loots. So
Streamloots
if you want to make my life more difficult tonight, which I fully encourage you to do, we have stream loots. And they're in our links for tonight because it is our very first night using Streamloots. There's a little coupon thing that will automatically go towards anything that you want to take care of tonight and want to try to influence. You can give adversity tokens. You can give them the benefits of extra classes without them having to do any of the work, which is, I think, how we all prefer to get through school.
Guess what's not working?
Is it Streamloots?
No, it's Nightbot.
Okay,
we also have Nightbot commands that apparently.
It's fine. I sent you this because I knew it would happen.
I know. I'm
because
getting
I
it.
know
I
what
thought
technology
I was
does.
gonna get so lucky, and it was
okay.
gonna go, and it's fine.
We're doing great.
Hold on,
we do test these things, even. I'm just saying.
We
test these things
every time,
and they work, and then we go live,
There's
and then they don't.
Streamloots. There you go.
Hey,
There's
Spartan.
the link. Pop in.
Yeah.
There. Take a look around. Mal did all the artwork.
I tried my best.
It's beautiful. I put all the cards together in the system today.
Yep. We're doing awesome.
Yeah.
But anyway, you're here for a new show. So tonight is going to be a very special thing. We were entrusted to show off the second edition of Kids on Bikes. So that is what we will be playing for you tonight and for this campaign. Thank you so much to Hunters Entertainment and Doug and John for giving us this copy and being like, yeah, go run with it. So that is what we're going to do for today. And I guess with that, we can go ahead and run a trailer and get going.
All right, let's hope this works.
So I am Mallory, and I get to be your GM for this campaign. So very quick at top of show. First of all, let's just go through my amazing, stunning cast because I don't want them to have to sit here and not talk for this whole time while I give the spiel of how to play. So we're gonna start with whoever is below me. I think it's Megan. We're starting with Megan. If it's not that
Hi.
order, I've decided it is now.
I'm on an edge. I'm on an edge, but still,
Perfect.
I think that's great. Hi, I'm Megan Caves. So, what do you want me to say? Do you want me to
Uh,
introduce my character here?
just introduce you. We're gonna go through characters
Okay.
as we play.
Okay, sweet. I'm Megan Caves. You probably might know me from Twitter. I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe Twitter. I've done a lot of Savage Worlds stuff. So if you know Savage Worlds, maybe you've seen some of it. Wild Cards is my main thing, and then Harbingers, which is my current show. I own Gone Rogue Entertainment, and we produce short films. We produce TTRPG shows. Harbingers is the current Savage World show that we are producing, and other TTRPG products. Yeah, I spend my time doing that and doing shows. I'm an actor. I don't know. I'm all over the place. The best place to figure out what I'm currently doing and how I also keep track of myself is Twitter. So yeah, that's me.
Yay! So then, Michael, you're in the middle, so you get to go next.
Hey, it's me, Michael Saltzman. If you know me, you probably know me from the show Actually, where I am the main writer for the show, and I'm one of the lead fact checkers for it. And I'm like kind of like a dipshit who annoys people while I'm on the camera, basically at a little desk. And so it's either that or you know me when I got my head shaved in a Geico commercial. Either that, or like maybe we went to school together. I don't know. Could happen. Anyway, I'm a writer and an actor, and I'm really pumped for this. I have only recently gotten into streaming TTRPGs and am loving every bit of it. But I've been playing since I was like 6 years old. Not even.
Sweet.
Lovely. And now, Kylie, everyone here should know
It's
you, but
me.
just in case.
I think everyone already knows me. Oh, Henry, don't start now.
Sorry. Also, if you're new here, that's Henry. He's the channel's official mascot, and is upset that he will not be in the basement with us. We would let him be down here. He refuses to go down
He
the
doesn't
stairs.
like stairs.
So
We need a Henry cam.
I know.
Henry
we
cam.
need to.
Henry can't.
It'll
How do we
probably
set
just
up a
be
webcam
him
to hold it
destroying the
down?
couch by having zoomies.
Probably.
Um, if you don't know me, my name is Kylie Eberhard. You can find me here. Um, I am the one half of the founders of Homebrews and Homebodies with Mal. I really don't have a lot to say about myself today because my brain's a little shot, but I'm here. And I run all of our tech, so bear
And
with
we're
us.
And I, as a human, am very thankful for you because it means I do not run tech.
It's cool. The things we spent weeks setting up aren't working right, so it's fine.
That's okay. We're doing great. I
Great.
believe in you, and it's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be so good.
And then there's me. Like I said, I'm Mallory. I'm your game master for the show. I'm the other half of the co-founding body of Homebrews and Homebodies, and I am also a player in a few other places. You can always find me and wherever I'm supposed to be on Twitter at MoxieBlue, MoXXIEBLUE. So quick, like top of show rundown. We have Streamloots cards. We dropped the link in chat if you would like to influence the game in any way. Just feel free to play a card. I have my log set up right here, so I will catch anything that you do. If you would like to help in a way that is not Streamloots, we do have a donations button down below screen. Every single bit of that money goes back into this channel. We will buy games and send copies to our players because we want to support especially indie devs, and basically anything else we can do with it. We spend the money on either being able to pay people or getting better art or things like that. I do the best I can, but sometimes it's nice to outsource. So with that, we are playing Kids on Bike Second Edition. Many of the rules are from the same game that you have come to know and love, but for a recap, you have 6 stats in this game. Those are fight, flight, brains, brawn, charm, and grit. For each of those, all of our player characters have assigned a dice to each stat. When they want to do something, I will give them what die they need to roll with, and I will give them a DC. Their goal is to meet it or beat it. Highest number on your die explodes. Anytime you fail, you grab an adversity token, and adversity tokens can be exchanged one for one to try to help you down the line. So sometimes failing is in your best interest. So with that, we're gonna start playing a game, and let's hope that I don't flub up what I've written.
You won't.
It'll be
Impossible.
It's gonna be
It'll
beautiful.
fun. So, our story starts in a very small town called Darkwell, Virginia. It is September 1st, 1997, and to be specific, it is the second Monday of the new school year. So, we are going to start following one of our players to see their school day. So, Skylar, why don't you tell me about yourself and what you look like, and what it looks like when you are first getting up to get ready for the day?
Oh. So Skylar has a tendency to stay up really late at night because she is often trying to compile photos or data, or she just is reading, or she is watching TV way too late, and she just inevitably gets lost and then goes to sleep late. So that means when she wakes up in the morning, it's a very kind of like, oh crap, I'm late. Hurry up. She wears a hat a lot. It's way easier to deal with her hair that way. And so she's kind of like pulling herself together last minute. And she is kind of a mousy, smaller person, but she's got her own little cuteness. She's got dyed red hair, just the color of Dana Scully's. Her room is covered in X-Files paraphernalia. She actually gets the X-Files magazines that you can buy that are just all X-Files stuff, and ads for the other stuff that like Chris Carter's doing or whatever. And then she cuts those out and she just puts them all over her wall. So that's what you see in her room. And then of course she's got her I Want to Believe shirt and poster. Gotta have both. Yeah, you see that she also doesn't go anywhere without her trusty camera, because you never know what's out there and what you need to get a shot of. She's also prepared with her headlights here just in case she finds herself out somewhere chasing after a little green man. I should probably say she is a conspiracy theorist and she's obsessed with the X-Files, if you didn't already put that together. She also likes photography, but that's because she's trying to, catch some interesting things out there. It really is her complete world. And then she also has to do school. So yeah, I think I got it all. That's Skylar Drake.
Yeah, you did great. So on this particular morning, sorry, I thought I heard something weird in the audio. Is it okay? Yeah, I didn't think so.
It's fine. Keep going.
Okay. Like I said, pure professionals. So Skylar, okay, so here's what we are going to do. You are headed to school. Obviously, what time does Skylar wake up, actually?
What time does school start?
I would say that you all are supposed to get there at like 7:30.
Okay, we're supposed to get there at 7:30. Skylar probably wakes up at like 6:50, or if she's lucky, but sometimes it's after 7.
That tracks.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say on this day, you hit your alarm maybe one too many times. And so you are kind of in a rush on the way to school. On your way out the door, you notice as you're kind of gathering your things, Noah has already, or sorry, your younger brother's not Noah, has already been taken to school. And he goes to Pinewood Middle, yeah, in 6th grade.
Yeah, I believe that's what I remember. Yeah, my brother's totally in 6th grade.
Yeah. And what does your travel to school look like? Because you do wake up very late. So
Oh, yeah. Well, I can't drive. So I have to get to school as fast as I can. Definitely miss the bus, so it's a bike.
Yeah.
I got to take the bike.
Cool.
And I don't think that Skylar is inherently a clumsy person, but I think that she is just so distractible and she just gets so in her head that she's kind of a messy mover. So, especially when she's in a rush. So, I imagine there's a lot of like, oh crap, I almost ran over someone moments.
Very fair. As a child, I had many of them myself.
Yes, yes, yes.
So as you race to school, you kind of notice that the sky is maybe a little bit off in color. It should be like at least sunrise by now, if not a little light outside. And it looks dark, but not like cloudy. More like there's a just a bit of red in the sky, a little too much for sunrise, but not enough to be something people would notice for sure. But you keep your eyes on the sky a lot. You know, UFOs and all. You probably take more pictures of the sky than anyone else in this town.
Yeah. I stopped to take a picture of the sky.
Okay, cool. And
Yeah.
with that, you can just keep going if you'd like, or if there's anything you'd like to do, you tell me.
I mean, I definitely think she would be keeping an eye on it and be like, if it was something, it sounds like something that really stands out. So if it's something that stands out that much, she would definitely try to document it, even though she was late. I mean, I don't know. She's not too worried about. I mean, you know, she wants to be there, but there are more important things in school, as far as she's concerned. So she would definitely keep her eyes open on it, but she would still try to go to school because, you know, she doesn't want to deal with that.
Yeah. I mean, the rest of your trip to school is very uneventful. You see the same 3 cars that pass you every single morning. The dog from the house that's beside the school is as friendly as ever, hopped up against the gate. And for all that it's worth, every single bit of this small town is the same as every other day that you've ever lived here, which is basically your whole life. So as you pull your bike into the school, we are going to shift our camera over and we see Callie walking into the school. So, Michael, would you please tell me about Callie?
I certainly will. So, Callie, where to start? Callie is an absolutely beautiful junior who is just wearing not just fashionable, but like fashionable in a way where it's like no one else in school can get these clothes. Like they're not available at stores. You have to know designers to be able to acquire these items, and these are probably one of a kind. And she is which isn't to say that she doesn't have taste. She's not like going like just totally haute couture in like the middle of high school. But she is very controlled, a little cold, and excruciatingly confident. Just like there's like almost like a reversed magnetism on her, like that pushes people away. She's so confident that people are like a little nervous about getting too close to her. And she I'm trying to think what else I want. Oh, she has bright red hair, blue eyes. Her hair is perfectly done, and trying to think what else. Oh, and she is just accessorized to the nines. Basically, she has like there are definitely there's definitely multiple things that have real diamonds on them on her body, and is likely if she's arriving with her bag. Am I walking into the school? Correct. Yeah. So is likely arriving with a rolling briefcase being towed along behind her, not by herself, but by her valet, who's a very tall man who is totally unassuming in any other way. He's just like his job is to vanish behind her. And he's towing it behind her. And if they're not there already, she's likely looking for her entourage of friends, I would say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So you come on in with your valet, whose name is let's face it, not very important. At least
Either
not to
Melchior
you.
or Gustav. I can't remember which one it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you enter the school and your valley totes your bag behind you, he goes to hand it off to you for the day so he may leave, and he also hands you a note. You can kind of tell by the paper that it's written on, which is like a very nice pink stationery, that it must be from your mother.
Um, I take my bag and I don't say thank you to either of these things. I just take the bag expecting it. A little annoyed that I'm now going to have to roll it myself, but I know the rules. You can't come with me everywhere. And I then when I get the paper, there's like a brief moment of pause, of discomfort, and looking at it, and then like a little sigh as I open it to read it.
In your mother's like very precise handwriting, it almost looks typed because of how perfectly she insists it's all done. It says, "Hello, honey. Uh, I have to be on a quick trip out of town. You know how these people are with all of these fashion shows and such. Your father has to leave the country this afternoon, a last minute modeling job. We know you understand. Dinner will be ready for you when you get home. Uh, and don't forget to go ahead and just let Chrissy, take care of the plants and things before she leaves. Chrissy is obviously the like au pair that you have to take care of you and the house and such when both of your parents have to be away." Um,
When I'm done reading it, I just hold it behind me like this, and I just go, "You may take this, Reginald."
He sort of shakes his head slightly in a way that tells the kids around you, like, that is absolutely not my name.
I know.
And he takes it and he goes ahead and exits, and he gets back into what is maybe the nicest car any student at the school has even seen. Way nicer than anything anybody can afford. And he drives off and obviously knows that he should be there to pick you up at the end of the day.
Of course.
And as you look around, you absolutely can see your entourage. There are 5 or 6 girls all kind of huddled around in one space. And as you look around, you sort of notice that the like balance of the world to you seems very off. Like, you know that every morning you walk in, these 5 people meet you, like you walk to class together and all of this, but like there are a lot of students that are just standing around, like in huddles, quiet whispers.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that feels like it should be this way. Like, your routine has been immediately halted.
What the fuck? Did somebody die or something?
And on that, I'm gonna cut to Nora. So as you say, "What the fuck, did somebody die or something?" the camera moves from you and almost blurs on Callie and focuses on somebody in the background. So Nora, would you like to describe yourself?
Sure. So, Nora Barnett is your typical latchkey kid. Her dad works at the factory in town, so he's kind of working at all hours, trying to keep a roof over their heads. So she just kind of has run of the house, and has all the time to herself. She is a junior as well. She is also a redhead because apparently we did an Oops All Redheads campaign. She has red hair and green eyes. She's very plain. She does her best to try and not stand out, because she's not necessarily focused. As long as she looks acceptable, that's good for her, because she is focused on nothing but getting good grades, getting accepted to college, and getting as far away from this town as she possibly can. She goes everywhere on her bike, and she is so overwhelmingly involved, that she doesn't really have much free time to herself. She has tried every possible way to pad her resume, her college resume, as much as she can, because she wants to look good on all of the college applications, because if she can, she wants to make it into an Ivy. So So, like I said, she tries to just kind of stay in the background, but when she's in her element, you kind of see that she takes that extra effort and kind of um, subconsciously puts herself in a very confident and forward position, especially because she is the assistant editor of the school newspaper. So when she's at newspaper, she is very well respected. She's very straight to the point, that she probably wouldn't be otherwise, because she doesn't ever want to rock the boat. She wants to just kind of get through, get out, and keep going. Um, I don't know if I have much else.
I mean, that's
I
plenty
think that's
if you
gonna.
would like for it to be. Also, just thank you so much for all the love you're already showing to Streamloots. This is
Oh
awesome.
goodness, I haven't had any.
Uh,
Oh, the alert's not working.
it's fine. We've got it figured out. I have the thing open. Callie, go ahead and write down for me that you have an extra course load. And Skylar, you have an I came prepared. So just to explain what those two are to you all, because I know I didn't tell anybody what any of these Loots cards were because I wanted to keep it a surprise. An extra course load card means that on our homebrewed mechanic, which is a dice that's called I studied for it, where they can use any class that's on their class schedule. If they can justify it to me, they can add that number to their roll. You get the benefits of an extra class for the session. So whatever class you're not in that you think would be helpful, and you can wait to call it when it becomes helpful, you can just claim it then. You get that for this session. And then Skylar, you have that came prepared. So like if it is something that would normally be in your backpack, you obviously don't need to do anything with that. You just pull it out of your backpack and use it. But if you're in a very specific situation, and let's say you need 50 feet of rope, I would venture to say you don't have 50 feet of rope in your backpack, but because you have this card, sure you do. So if you need anything that you don't think would normally be in your backpack, you have that now. And
And
can
just
say,
Okay,
yes, it is in
cool.
my backpack.
Just to make
Megan?
sure I understand. So basically, if there's a class that we didn't predetermine that I take,
Yes.
I can go like, actually, I am in that class.
Yeah.
Great.
And you have that for this session.
Great.
So perfect. Thanks, y'all, for all the Streamloop card stuff. Oh, and Nora, you have the same thing. You also have an I came prepared.
Yay!
Wonderful. All right. So as we look at Nora, who is currently sitting on the bench, you came into school unimaginably early. Because that is what Nora does, obviously, as someone who is trying to be such a high achiever. All of the teachers know who you are, whether you have them or not. And they all are very commendable about who you are as a student. You've been nominated for various awards, and right now, even as a junior, you're looked at to like not only be valedictorian of your class, but to be head editor of the paper. You know, all of these teachers are writing you recommendation letters as a junior. Some even wrote you recommendation letters as a sophomore for all of the college, you know, the classes you wanted to take early and all of that. And so as you sit here, you hear two teachers walk past you, and they are not very quiet about it. And you don't know whether that is like a mix of, well, you're a student that can be trusted, or they don't have the time to care that you're a student. Because you've seen ever since you got here at like 6:30, 6:45, teachers have been running rampant all around the school. There is no order to anything. You see them in pairs rushing around. Some of them were ripping like papers and stuff off of walls, trying to kind of like organize things. Some were even putting like lines on in the hallway floor with tape that like made up arrows to lead to different places. And sort of as you are going through all this, you can kind of hear them say, well, we're going to have to take everybody to the gym. That's our only option. We just have to take them all to the gym. We don't have a choice. Like, we just need them all in one place. And literally, as soon as you hear them say that, there is a voice over the intercom that says, all students, please report to the gym immediately. Do not go to homeroom. Report to the gym immediately.
Who is the nearest teacher?
Your nearest teacher is going to be... Where is the Mrs. Clay?
Hi, Mrs. Clay. Is this just like a announcement or an assembly or something? Because I really needed to go put in some extra edits before the paper goes off to printing. I
Oh, no, you're fine. Those edits can wait. But it's very important. We get all the students to the gym immediately. So if you wouldn't mind to just follow the arrows that we've put on the floors, it'll make sure that you all get there without bumping into each other all through the hallway.
are are we having like a drill? Because I mean, we've already done all of the weather safety
No,
drills. I
no, Nora, it's not a drill. It's a bit more dire than that. And you, as she's saying that, see a police officer like walk down the hallway.
oh, okay, okay. Um, are you sure I couldn't just go in to?
No, Nora, I'm sure you can't go. I need you to go to the gym, please.
Oh, okay. And she's just gonna kind of take her stuff and start going toward the gym. Um, do I catch anything like on my way there?
Give me, what do I want to call this? Very first roll of the game. Give me
Yay!
brains.
Ooh, I like that one.
DC 7. It's not that bad.
My
Oh,
D20's in
also,
brains.
this is a beautiful time to remind you and to share in the first place because I forgot to say it. If you, not in a snap decision, but in a planned action, if I ask you for a DC and it is half of your dice or below it, you can just take half. You do not have to roll it.
Okay,
You're good enough in that skill to do it naturally.
I will take half then.
Beautiful. So as you're walking down the hallway, kids start to kind of like rush around you. You see some football players like dart down the hallway, tossing a football back and forth, clearly not caring at all that this is out of their normal routine. And as people kind of go past, you see out of the very corner of your eye, you could almost miss it, that there are a few teachers that, while they're rushing back and forth, have like stacks of papers in their hand, kind of hugged close to their chest to make sure that you all can't see them, but they look like they're missing posters.
Um, am I passing by like the teachers lounge, or like I know my school had like a specific area where like all the teachers would copy all their stuff,
They do have that. Let me see.
where I could
You know
maybe
what?
see
Yeah,
if
you
I
are.
can
The dice say that
grab
you are, so
one.
you are. Um, if you will do, what would you like this roll to be? You tell me what you think it would be for you to sneak a copy off the copy machine. And then we'll roll it. And it's not brains, that I can promise.
Maybe would that be a grit roll?
I'll let you do grit.
What's the DC?
We're gonna call it a 12. You're in a very populated area full of adults.
I'm not gonna do it well. It's fine. It's fine. Almost. It was an 8.
You do have an adversity token, and that's another adversity token, so you now have 2. So keep track of those.
Okay.
As you go to try and swipe one off of the copy machine, Mr. Holland kind of just puts his hand out to stop you, like doesn't touch you, but just puts his hand out. Miss Barnett, are you where you're supposed to be?
Oh, I just saw that the teachers had a lot of things, and usually I help when they're hanging up flyers and things, so I just thought I could help. Everybody seemed a little kind of crazy today, so.
We do appreciate the help, Nora. But this, unfortunately, is not something that we can allow students to help with legally. So we are just, if you will go ahead and go to the gym, you will hear all about these flyers in just a few minutes.
Okay. I guess I will go to the gym.
Okay, so as you head in there, let's catch up. What are you two doing? You've also heard this announcement.
I mean, Skylar would be super like curious about what's going on. This is like the best day. I mean, until Skylar notices, maybe what's happening, but still, this is a case. This is something to figure out potentially. So yeah, Skylar's probably gone to the gym as fast as she can, and then she's kind of trying to eyeball the teachers or just kind of be wherever she can be to get any information that she might be able to get before everyone else.
Fantastic. So as you head into the gym, a lot of the teachers have already congregated in there. Kids are filling up the bleachers. It's like one very large gym floor in the middle with bleachers on both sides that kind of come out of the wall. So if it's in gym or like intramurals or basketball practice or whatever, the bleachers can be pushed up and into the wall. Right now, all sides of them are extended, so all of the students will have a place to sit. There are about 1,000 kids in your school, so it's not super huge, but it's also not very tiny. So it takes up all of the gym to put you all in there. And as you head in, you start to go where the sophomores usually sit. It's normally by class. You all just sort of naturally congregate. So while you start to head over there, you see 4 or 5 police officers just all lined up on the wall watching all of you.
Definitely take some pictures of them. She's just, if she can, yeah, she's just, over here
I mean, you can do whatever you want. You might just need to roll me something for them to, do you want them to notice you is my first question.
No, I don't think she's super worried about it, but no, she doesn't necessarily want them to notice her.
Give me a grit roll. And because it's crowded, I'm going to say your DC's an 8.
Okay. And my grit, let's see. Okay, I'm going to have to roll that. Where is my D12? I got a 10.
Okay, yeah, you're golden. So as you kind of maneuver yourself through the crowd, you take as many pictures of you as you want of all of these cops, and you see certain ones come in and out of different doors. But you're pretty sure by the time that you finish, you got pictures of all of them, at least the ones that were on that wall, and were circling in and out.
Yeah, I think she just in general would be taking kind of photos of the situation, and then trying to not stand out too much, but and then just trying to figure out what's going on. But yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So perfect. So as you go to sit down, there are a few other people that have already sat down around you. You recognize a student named Sophie. They're not much older, maybe by a couple months, and you've always been in the same school as them, though not always in the same class. They have a bit of a darker complexion. They normally have their hair very up in a ponytail. Normally there's a ribbon or something tied in it, but they play on the basketball team. So right now it looks like she hasn't put the ribbon in it yet, but it's freshly pulled up. Probably they sometimes practice before school, in off season. You're not technically supposed to do that in this county, but the coaches really don't seem to care, and your principal wants all the teams to win. So who cares about rules at that point? But you notice them sitting a few people down from you, and they kind of just see you and just sort of half wave before they go back to talking to the people around them.
Okay. Who's sitting? Do I know the people who are sitting directly next to me?
Directly next to you, you don't know them, but you recognize them from class this year, but you've not had class with them before, and you're a week in. One girl's name is Caitlin, and you know that the person sitting next to her is Dylan, but you don't know them super well.
Okay. I definitely kind of lean over to them, and I'm just like, have you heard anything about what's going on? Have they said anything yet?
Give me a charm roll.
Okay, really good at charm.
We're gonna make your DC. Let's just go with 6. Like, this is a fairly simple thing that kids would be talking about, you would think.
Mhm. I got a 5.
Well, damn. I almost said 5 too, and I was like, 6 sounds
Do you
better.
have an adversity token?
No. No,
But you
I
have
don't
one
believe
now.
so.
You just can't use it for
Oh,
this.
damn.
But you have one now for
Do
next
you want
time.
one?
You would have to be there
Oh.
physically
Oh,
to help
damn, you're
her.
right.
That's okay. Thank you,
I
though.
tried.
Oh my goodness. Okay, thank you all so much for all of the stream loots things that are happening. A quick explanation. If you're redeeming anything that does not have a name on it and it has question marks instead, that is for our last PC that we introduce next week. So I will make a list of all of those things and I will give them to Ryan Mack, who is that last player character. So he has a stock of things to start with because he will need it. I promise. So okay, so as you ask that question and you fail but not by a lot. So they kind of like look at you and they're like, "Oh, just something about some girl. You think she's a junior maybe?" And no, she just somebody said like she might have run away with some girl from another town and they're looking for her or something. I don't know, it's real weird.
Oh, they don't think there was like something else going on.
They kind of just stop and look at you. And they're like, no. Is there like do you mean like a kidnapping or something? Like,
Could be anything. How can they even know? I mean, the cops are here, so it seems like it's more than a runaway, right? Why else would they have the cops here?
I mean, parents report minors missing all the time. It's not like it's fun to live here.
True, but normally the cops don't do anything. They don't do anything about it if like you just ran away. At least not. Well, I guess we have to wait and see.
And they sort of nod and go back to their conversation with Sophie. But if you do listen, you can hear Sophie say something along the lines of like, I don't know, nobody's seen her all summer.
Yeah, if I hear that, I would lean over those two and kind of be like, Sophie, what'd you say?
Give me another charm roll.
Oh boy. Well, I got a 1, so
Botches exist in this game?
So she just kind of looks at you and goes, nothing. Nothing? Yeah, nothing. And just goes back to the conversation they were having that is not related to this at all. She was like, so basketball practice this morning, and just like completely derails it. So there is no room to ask again, or at least that's what she's trying to do.
Okay.
So, Callie,
yeah,
sorry, no, is there anything else you would like to do? I did not mean to cut you off.
No, I all I said was that I leave them alone. I think she's just like kind of settles in and is ready to see what this is about.
Yeah. I will say that you can see that almost all the students are done filing in now. So like whatever you're waiting for, you're pretty sure it's very soon.
Sweet.
And so now, Callie.
Yeah, so
what's up?
I think first of all, when we start heading there, I think Callie is just like, Crystal May, Janessa, come on, we're going. And like they like almost like get in formation as they start walking, and the others in the group are come along with them. But Crystal May and Janessa, I think, are like the two mainstays in the group. Sometimes the other ones rotate in and out. Crystal May and Janessa are like the my right and left hands, you know. At least I think of them that way. And as we're heading in. I think Callie's like, well, at least we're not going to have to go to class. And I think Callie's going to look for, on the way into the gym, one of the nearby teachers directing people, whoever she thinks is the easiest to manipulate.
Let's go with Mr. Logan.
Mr. Logan. So she's going to like put her hand up for Crystal May and Janessa to wait a second. She walks to Mr. Logan. She goes, Mr. Logan, are we not going to have a normal school day today?
Oh, Miss Martin, I'm so sorry for the disruption. I know you are someone who very much likes her schedule, and we applaud you for that. We know that it takes a very studious person to adhere so much to their class schedule, and you have not missed a day yet this year, and compared to last year, very impressive.
Well, you
Uh,
know about my anxiety issues.
yes, no,
You know that I have
absolutely.
my doctor's note about them, and
Mhm.
this is kind of spiking them. So do you think this is the kind of day where maybe I could just go home early?
Miss Martin.
You want me to roll a charm or anything?
Yes, please do. I would love for that to happen.
I hate her so much.
Kelly is every person I hated in
Oh
high
my
school.
You
god.
All
know,
of them.
I was like, I could go with me, or I could
No,
go
man.
way
Go
No.
hard.
direction.
Go hard.
You were like, I
And
think I want to challenge myself. I was like, I support you wholeheartly in this endeavor.
but and I want to note that Callie definitely does not have any kind of bonus to charm at all. And that's a 3. So I don't know what I was aiming for, but I bet that wasn't it.
You were aiming for a 6, so I'm gonna go with probably not. But you do have an adversity token, so make sure that you mark
All
that
right.
down for later. Mr. Logan kind of ponders this for a second, and he goes, Miss Martin, I am again for about the 17th time, not someone that can grant you permission to go home early. Like, I think maybe the principal could do that, but certainly not me. Please rest assured, though, you are
You
in
might
no
understand that like
trouble.
complex authoritarian structures like you guys have right here in the school are basically designed to keep people in line, and usually that doesn't apply to elites.
And while I do recognize and appreciate that your parents have helped to fund some of the major changes that we have had to this school that have helped very much in furthering
They
education,
basically pay your salary.
I can't argue that point with you. But I also don't have to take this because I'm a teacher. So, Miss Martin, I'm gonna ask that you go sit down.
Fine, okay. I don't even finish listening and I just walk away. And I am gonna go back to Crystal May and Janessa, and I'm gonna scan the room. I don't want to sit on bleachers. I'm looking for a more comfortable place to sit than that. Is there anything like that, even if it's not meant for students?
The only thing other than the bleachers to like actually sit on that's not the floor in this room are gonna be like those padded folding chairs that they put out for like the sports teams, like for the sidelines of the basketball games and stuff. They've got a row of those out, but it's like up front where they're going to be addressing students, so it would be like you're in front of everybody.
Whatever. I go up to the. Is anybody sitting in them already?
There are a couple of police officers sitting in a couple of them, but the rest of them are currently empty.
So let me think of how I want to do it.
If you whatever you want to do, go with whatever dice
Yeah.
makes sense. I'll let you roll anything.
I'm gonna
this.
walk up with my girls, and I'm gonna walk up to the row, and I'm not gonna go. I'm just picturing this like the better seats in that row are already probably taken up, like the ones on the end and stuff like that. And so I'm gonna go up to them, and I don't care if it's police officers or not. I'm going to just go ahead and say, "Hi, excuse me. Those seats are actually for me and my friends." And I'm going to say it in a way that's like less asking and more like this is going to happen. So if you want me to, I don't know if there's like an intimidate I can roll or something.
Yeah,
like
roll me brawn.
Brawn? Yeah, I
Yeah.
get a +1 to brawn. What am I aiming for here?
I'm gonna make this like I feel like I have to make this like a 12. This is a police officer,
Wait,
and you're a teenage girl. Like
my
this
die
is
for brawn is a D6.
if it explodes, you get to roll it again.
All right, here we go.
I believe in you.
I rolled a 4, so +1 is a 5.
Damn.
You can save that adversity token for later, and you get to take another one. But this cop just looks at you and goes, "I'm sorry. Am I supposed to know who you are?"
Oh my god! And I just walk away, and and then I go find whatever. I go to like the way back of the bleachers, like the way out of the way spot. definitely go to a place where there are already kids sitting. I don't care if there's empty spots or not. Go to a place where there's already kids sitting. And I look at them and I just go, move, these are ours now.
Give me another brawn roll.
Great.
This DC is dramatically lower. Like
Yeah.
I'm talking like a
These are my
4.
peers.
Yeah,
Yep.
these kids are terrified of you on the daily.
Oh, hell yeah. That's a 6. So
Oh,
do I
right.
roll again?
Yeah, you roll
Yeah.
again.
All right, here I go.
This is disgusting.
That's a 9 in total.
Fantastic.
God.
These children are terrified of you.
Mhm.
Not only do they like get up and scramble away, like all of them are practically falling over bleachers, grabbing their backpacks and trying to get away from you as fast as humanly possible. One kid even trips down a couple of the stairs as he like tries to go find his way to another seat. And the kids that are kind of sitting over a bit, they're certainly not in the area where you were talking about, but they all sort of scoot too, as far as to give you the maximum amount of room that you can have at the top of those bleachers.
Great. And I think when I sit down with my entourage on both sides of me, and we all sit there, I just imagine, I don't know if this is your DM style, so tell me if I'm overreaching with
You do what you
I'm
want.
do, because people do this differently depending on how they like to run games. But I'm imagining that like a boy in the row in front of me like turns around and is like, "Hey, Callie," and I'm immediately just like, "Fuck off, Steven."
Yeah, that is the energy. Like there are a few people in your grade that like, while they fear you, they're also like, maybe one day
Yeah.
I could like ask her out or something. And Steven is one of those brave kids.
Oh yeah.
It's not often that he gets the guts to do this.
Mhm.
Maybe once every few months you get like a note in class or like
Well, when he's not
a,
just
like the
staring.
slightest wave at lunch, and that's like the maximum of his social social adeptness to be able to try to ask you out, and it never even gets out the words, "Would you like to go on a date with me?" Because immediately he remembers how scary you are. And so this is the furthest he's gotten, and now that you've been like, "Fuck off, Steven," he is gonna just turn back around and like scoot himself down a few rows, and not get up and go to the stairs, like literally just scoot himself down a few rows, and you kind of see him like pull up the hood to his hoodie and just kind of sit there.
I don't know who the nicest one in my group is, but I imagine that whoever the nicest one in my group, who I would also probably view as the weakest link, I could just imagine them like whispering to him as he goes something like, "Hey, at least she knows your name," something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a girl that is sort of like in and out of your entourage. She's on thin fucking ice. She's just so nice to everybody.
This is Honora. This is
It
Honora.
is.
I'm
It's
very aware.
Honora. You are completely correct.
She's
So
always on.
Honora, like as he's like scooting himself down, she kind of like very hurriedly steps down a few rows like to meet him and goes like, "It's okay, you did a great job." Like she's like very intimidating sometimes, and she's just like having a bad morning because they disrupted her schedule. Like if we just all been in homeroom and you said that, like that would have gone so much better. But like they're just disrupting her schedule because we got to be in here. Like they won't even tell us why, and that's not fair to her. And then she runs back up to the bleachers and sits down next to you.
Just for fun, can we say that Steven scooted down and ended up sitting right next to me?
We absolutely can. I love that. Yes. Nora, how are you comforting this poor man in these trying times? Because his life feels ruined right now.
One thing I forgot to mention is she takes her Walkman with her everywhere. Because when in doubt, she'll put her Walkman on and she'll either be doing homework or like reading or something. So she probably got in there, and since there's probably a lot of noise because it's crazy, she just kind of put her Walkman on and is like rechecking her homework. So if she sees Steven just kind of like scoot down and pulling his hood up, she's gonna kind of like take one off and be like, "Steven, you okay? Did you try to talk to Callie again?"
Yeah, it didn't go great. I got 3 whole words this time though, and like that's improvement.
Steven, you gotta stop talking to Callie. She's gonna be the reason that things are awful later in life for all of us.
But she's so pretty now. Like
Yeah, she's going to be so ugly.
Are you sure she's got like a lot of money? I don't think that happens to people with a lot of money.
Okay, so you know how like we don't like all of the people who run for the school board because they're just really awful people.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna be one of those people. Only
Huh.
probably like way more important than the school board because of the money.
I mean, that's fair, but like they said it's just because her schedule was disrupted that she was so mean. So like maybe on a day where we all go to homeroom, she'll be
And
nicer to me.
she's just gonna
And if
put her
she'd be nicer to
headphones
me
back
someday,
on
then
and go back into
and
checking
like
her homework.
as you put your headphones back on and you literally cannot hear him anymore over your music, he's still talking. Like he's very much gesturing very wildly, and like you can see him like clutch his chest at one point, like is very much trying hard to believe that someday Callie Martin will love him. So hard.
Poor Steven.
Right after you pull your headphones back up though, you see a police officer that's got like a fairly nicer uniform, I would say, than the rest of the ones that are in there. And like all of the other cops that have been patrolling the school all come back into the gym, and you would probably count maybe 12. And as they all go and sit in those comfy basketball fold-up chairs, the man in the nicer uniform walks up. And because you all have lived here for so long, I would say that you probably just know him. This is Sheriff Branson. He's kind of known for being a hard ass, like, but he says that's what he needs to do to get his job done. Very doesn't take any shit. Very much like when he's right. And is not really willing to look farther than that. And he comes up to this small podium, and it's got a microphone on it. And it's situated to where they can see all the bleachers. And if you kind of look closely, you can see all of the cops that are sitting behind him all have eyes trained everywhere. Like there are a couple looking at every single part of the gym. And as Sheriff Branson comes to the front and kind of taps the microphone, it makes that awful screeching sound that microphones make. And for a split second, you could swear that screeching turned into a human scream before everything stopped. And for a second, the gym is quiet. But no one acknowledges
this school so old?
That is the only thing you hear in this deafening silence. And so for a second, everyone turns and looks at Callie. And you see, even, it doesn't matter how far away you're sitting from where this man is standing at the podium, you can see his annoyance from the back of the gym. And he sort of just lets out this long sigh. Hello, students. I am Sheriff Branson, as I'm sure all of you know. I have had to arrest some of you multiple times. And he just sits there, and his hands are crossed like this, like he's leaning down, he's looking everywhere. This man knows no peace, to be very frank. Like no matter what time of day it is, no matter what's happening, whether there are 1,000 cases in town or 0, he knows no peace ever.
I'm just picturing the darkest circles.
The biggest bags under the skin. He doesn't sleep. Like, you would swear that you've seen him at Lucy's, the diner up the street, like 4 or 5 a.m. with no sleep at all. And he kind of looks over and looks over all of you at once. We have a situation that involves one of the students at this school. We are looking for your help in the case of Scarlett Morgan. And it, like, as you look around, it seems like some kids are like maybe mildly concerned, but other ones look so confused. And that's, from what you like could maybe guess, it's because most of these kids do not know that Scarlett Morgan ever existed.
Do we
any of
know?
us recognize the name?
Everybody give me brains rolls. Your DC's 4. It's not a big.
Have it.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll have mine too.
Cool.
For 10.
I got a 6.
Sweet. So yes, you all do know Scarlett. You're supposed to be in class with her this year. You saw her name on the roster for your class, but now that you think about it, the teachers have never called her name for roll. No class of attendance has ever looked for her, but now that you mention it, it's been a whole week of school and she never showed up.
I'm going to turn to Janessa. I'm not going to say this loudly. I'm just going to say it to Janessa. I'm just going to say, oh, she's the one I'm always joking is a ghost.
Janessa kind of just like nods, goes, "That's a good joke. It's a good joke. I like your joke. I'll write that one down for you." And as you turn back to the front and see the sheriff again, we are looking for anyone who may know anything at all about Miss Morgan's disappearance. We were contacted 48 hours ago by her family, and it just seems like no one has any information, so we decided to turn to the student body as a whole. Your teachers have a lot of missing persons posters with Scarlett's photo on them and her information. If you kids wouldn't mind to just take a few home with you, maybe hang them around your neighborhood. We have people doing that right now, but it never hurts to have more of them up. They're also going to post plenty of them around the school. They have my direct phone number on them. So if you, for any reason, find any information to Miss Morgan's disappearance, please call me. And he like chokes out the last word. Like it sounds absolutely awful to him to give 1,000 children his phone number. But he really feels like he has no choice.
Are there any teachers sitting near me or standing near me, like within?
I would say that it is probably plausible that what they would have done is put a teacher at the top and the bottom of every section.
Mm-hmm.
So I would figure that there's probably a teacher within like 10 feet of you or so.
Whoever it is, I'm just gonna turn to them and just be like, excuse me, can we get like extra credit for posting a lot of these or anything like that?
Miss Cole looks at you, and she is the foreign language teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely have her because you have her for French.
I'm actually good in that class.
Yes, and you are, and she does recognize that. She is very aware that that is probably the class that you actually do the best in, and she is very thankful, though she would never say it out loud, that she got you for a class you actually care about. So as she kind of like leans down and hears your whisper, she goes, I'll tell you what, Miss Martin, I will give you extra credit if you will translate that missing poster to French.
Piece of cake. And I'll make sure Gustav puts up plenty of them.
Thank you so much. I have him put up the English version too. I think you and your dad are maybe the only people in town that speak French fluently.
Honestly, this is so scary. Usually only important people disappear.
She doesn't even know how to respond to that. Her eyes just get so wide, and she sort of just goes back to standing up straight and looks to the sheriff and is like, I'm going to pretend that comment did not just come out of a student's mouth, and I'm just not going to acknowledge it.
Completely sees that as she won that conversation in some way.
Honestly, yes. So as the sheriff sort of finishes his spiel of things, he goes, so if for right now, students that are in the photography class, if you all could stay back, and then we have like a select list that the teachers gave us of sort of like students that maybe would have known Scarlett or have had like class with her in the past or seem to be, you know, someone that could help. So if you are in the photography class or you are a student on that list, teachers will pull you from the bleachers. We're just going to have all of you stay back. Everyone else, you're released to go to class. But please know we may need to pull you through the day. And so students start to pour out of the gym as fast as possible. And all around you, you can hear people talking back and forth, being like, who who was that girl? Like specifically the people that are sitting next to you, Skylar, minus Sophie. Sophie's not saying a word. But the other people that were sitting around you are like, who is Scarlet? Like, who? I've never heard of somebody with that name in my life. Like, are they even sure she's a student here? Like, all of these things are happening all around you as people scatter.
Okay. I think, I mean, I am in the photography class.
You sure are.
So I'm gonna kind of like get closer to the front, but I'm not really gonna say anything unless I get a chance to catch Sophie. I might try to talk to her again, but if not,
Well, actually, I do have Sophie's class schedule. Let's see if Sophie's in photography, because I don't.
you know what? Oh no, wait. We have
She's
creative
not.
writing together,
You do have creative writing together.
but not photography.
No, not photography. She is not in photography class. But it does mean that later you might be able to catch up to her.
Mm-hmm.
But for right now, you like watch as she maybe a little more quickly than other students is bobbing in and out to get to the door.
Okay.
Callie, you are also in photography. So as
Yeah, I imagine I'm the only one in my entourage who is also.
absolutely
I think
are.
with them leaving and being by myself, there's like a visible little bit of discomfort that happens when I don't have my team with me anymore.
Yeah, they all just sort of like start to usher off to class, and Crystal May and Janessa are both like, hey, do you need anything? Like, we can have like coffee waiting for you in like whatever period you can meet us at. Just like get like the announcement or get the office, like call like down to the classroom or whatever, like that like the office people will do anything for you, and like we're allowed in the teachers lounge on your behalf, of course, like not to get ourselves coffee but to get you coffee. So like if you need that, just like let us know. And they like they're like kind of escorted by teachers to like get out of the gym. And like you can see the stacks of missing posters that were like very big to begin with are getting smaller and smaller and smaller as people carry them out the door. And then Nora, as you are sitting in the bleachers, you obviously, start to get up with other kids, but very quickly a teacher stops you and shows you that your name has been put on that list of like the students that may be able to help.
I'm sorry, was that me? I was trying to adjust something. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
Repeat that.
You're totally fine. So as you are sitting in the bleachers, and everybody is getting up to dismiss, you kind of like people are gathering their bags and stuff around you, and as they get up to leave and you sort of start to follow, at least a teacher immediately stops you. Mr. Logan comes up and shows you the list of students, and goes, yeah, poor Mr. Logan. He's having a bad day, but he comes up and says, oh, I am so sorry, Nora, we're gonna have to keep you behind. We know you're not in photography, but some of the teachers have said that you may be able to help. Miss Morgan tended to help with school yearbook.
Yeah, I don't want to make up something. Did she ever help with newspaper?
Yes.
I'm assuming we talked to her about pictures?
Yeah, so the main thing is every once in a while, and she usually went through Oliver, just because you knew her and Oliver like had a lot of classes together. Normally through Oliver, you and the head editor Jenna would request that you all get copies of her photos from like the after school events, like the homecoming game, like things that would have been a very big deal. Oliver was very insistent that Scarlet would have been probably the main photographer put on all of those things. And so he would get you copies of all of her pictures.
Sure. Yeah, I didn't really know her, but she would do some photography for the newspaper. Oliver usually is the one who would talk to her. Do you want me to get him?
Oliver Jackson. Oliver Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's here. A teacher went to go get him. They accidentally let him leave
Okay.
the gym, but somebody will be by to get him, I'm sure. But if you wouldn't mind just to sit over there, and he sort of motions to this section of the bleachers, and teachers are herding you there as well for the three of you to all sit down, along with a few others, like other kids in your photography class, things like that. But you don't see a lot of people that you recognize outside of like the very few interactions you would have had with the kids in your new year of classes.
I'm totally here to help, and I'm glad that I can. I just want to make sure, like, I'm not gonna get marked absent from class, am I?
Oh no, Miss Barnett, you're fine.
Okay.
We have the list of everybody here. We're accounting for everyone here. As long as you're here, if you're not in class, we mark you here anyway. It works great. If you wouldn't mind, just go sit with those two. Sure, why not? Make new friends. And you like Mr. Logan walks away, and he is motioned to Skylar and Callie.
To like come over.
Nora obviously knows who Callie is.
Yes. Everyone in the school knows who
Everyone
Callie
knows
is.
who Callie is. And I know I have classes with Skylar. I believe.
You do.
Yes.
You do.
So I'll just kind of give a wave to Skylar and just kind of sit down and pull my book back out.
So if you wave at Skylar, Skylar's going to come over and start talking to you.
Yes.
I figured. She wants to acknowledge you. Like, she's not going to say anything to Callie because she knows there's no point. But she's always polite.
Yeah. Skylar comes over and just kind of sits down next to you, says, hey, have you learned anything more than what they said? Do you know what's going on?
I don't know. I mean, like, I don't really know Scarlett. Like, she kind of helps us out with photos for the newspaper, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's like, so this weird thing happened on the way to school. There was like this like weird like red sky, and now I'm kind of wondering if somehow they're related.
I'm trying to. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask. I was called over to this area as well, correct?
Yes, all
Yeah.
three of you, along with like some other random kids, have all been pushed into this section of the bleachers.
So I'm kind of freezing everybody out, but I think I'm just gonna lean over while you guys are doing this. So what are you nerds talking about?
We're talking about the missing person.
Hmm.
That's what we're all here for.
Did you kidnap them?
Yeah. I kidnapped them. It was me. I did it, obviously.
If you're not gonna, contribute positively to the conversation, maybe just don't have the conversation. I can tell that this isn't what you want to do. So.
I'm sorry, I stopped listening. What were you saying? I was thinking about something.
Yeah. Okay. And she's just gonna turn back to Skylar.
But I want to note that Callie is actually very carefully listening to what them talking still.
Oh, I don't
Oh.
doubt that for a moment.
Did we lose them?
Are you there?
Are you there?
Oh.
Michael
Mallory?
Saltzman.
Uh-oh.
Aha!
Yay!
Ah.
You're back?
We're back.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she knows 100% that Callie is listening. She's just decided to just not pay attention to Callie.
What's that?
Oh, I'm quiet. I'm sorry.
You are still quiet.
I try and keep my gain down so that way I don't pick up Mal on my microphone.
Avar, that was a very interesting card play. Thank you.
Oh, goodness.
Uh-huh.
I have so many things to give you all at break, but it's okay. None of them have come to play yet.
Nora is science-y. I am not, but Nora is science-y. Aren't red skies, don't those happen sometimes in the fall? Am I completely like out of left field here?
If that is a question to me, I could not tell you. If that is a question to Michael Saltzman, fact checker, perhaps.
Oh, I can check it.
I'm googling it right now.
I didn't know if that was something you
Actually,
knew
yeah,
off the
I
top of
didn't
your
know
head,
that.
because I've never met someone with a vast array of knowledge
I
more than Michael Saltzman.
I used
Oh, I don't
to.
have. I just have the internet. I don't have a vast array of knowledge.
I mean, it could possibly be.
Cause. Oh, okay, all right. I'm not crazy.
Oh,
Okay.
red skies happen because of particulate matter in the atmosphere. Thank you, Hours Without Sleep.
Yes.
Thank you.
And
Yeah, 'cause-
sometimes it can mean that a high pressure system, which is good weather, has already passed, and that a storm system or a low pressure system may be moving into the area. So yeah, she's definitely not. She's very knowledgeable, but she's definitely not into the extraterrestrials like Skylar is. And she's like, I mean, usually doesn't that just mean that we're probably gonna get some bad weather?
I mean, I thought that the sky was usually green when it was bad weather and not so much like red, but I guess anything's possible. I'm just, this is just weird. They're making a big deal out of it. Where did she go? The sky is weird. I mean, those things just really seem to go together to me. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Really big deal about it.
As you say that, you see Oliver get ushered into the gym by a police officer, and like, it's not in like a threatening way you would think, but like the police officer's hand is on his back, like making sure he doesn't go anywhere.
Wait, who's being ushered in?
Oh, he
Oliver. I believe you all have class with Oliver in one way or another. He is also a junior. He's fairly well like built. He's got a darker complexion with like a mop of brown hair that all like comes over here. You all would know that his mom like moved here. You could have sworn he said from like Guatemala or somewhere at some point. Like it's just like a story that you all have heard every once in a while over the years. So he is ushered in and he kind of looks around. He's like in like a button-up shirt and suspenders and a bow tie. He like takes his job at the school newspaper very seriously. He's one of the reporters, and his whole thing is like the dress to impress, just in high school, which you can imagine makes him very popular with some people and very not popular with others.
So popular.
So as he comes in, he's like scanning the room, and you can tell that the first person he's looking for is not here. Like he kind of looks a bit defeated after the first minute, and then he locks eyes with Nora.
I'm just gonna kind of like wave at him. Is he being stopped like where he's at?
No, he is fully welcome to walk into the gym, but it certainly looks like he's being stopped from leaving.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of like see if I can wave him over.
He kind of nods, and you can see the officer is still talking to him about something, but he's like not paying attention at that point, and he kind of nods to you and then looks back at the officer, and as he finishes that exchange, he will walk over, and he's kind of like got his like backpack, and he's got the arm, like the straps of the backpack gripped very tight.
Hey, do you know what's going on? They asked me about Scarlet, but I told them like I don't really talk to her most of the time. I put her papers in the layouts, but I know you guys are close.
Yeah, sort of. We like lost touch over summer. Lucas and I had to go down to Florida for a family trip for like a couple months. We went to go see our grandma, but like she seemed fine last time I saw her. It was like a few months ago. More than that, probably like June. We sat down and talked yearbook and newspaper stuff. She was supposed to do all the photos for the summer like the summer classes and the like swim team still does stuff in summer and all that. So she was supposed to take all their pictures.
Um, so like, do you know more of what's going on? I mean, I know they just said that she's missing. Oh, thank you guys. I'm
What happened?
apparently still quiet. I'll turn
It's okay.
myself
We got
up.
it.
I hope that's enough. Um, I mean, like, but do you know what's going on more than she's like missing? Like, do they think she like ran away or? I mean, I don't. Not that I don't feel bad, and I would love to help, but like, I don't really know Scarlet, so I don't know why I'm here.
Um, Rumor has it that she got with some girl over summer, had a girlfriend in the next town over. Some people think she ran away and went to be with her or whatever, but since she's 17, they can't, like, she's not an adult technically, so they could still call her missing.
Yeah, that's
I bet she's dead.
wow, Callie.
Oliver literally goes so pale. He like his eyes get so big, and he like the if it looked like he had a death grip on his backpack before, it has gotten harder, and the straps are like pulled in together.
It's better to think about it like that now because that's how these things usually turn out.
Oliver, don't listen to Callie.
I'm just saying, I think it's
sure-
important to have a realistic view.
I'm sure
That's really
everything's
cynical.
gonna be fine.
Oliver gets his water bottle out of his backpack and is like opening it and chugging water. And he kind of like looks around, and that same cop that was talking to him earlier is like motioning him back over.
Do you know, have they called your mom?
Yeah. Yeah, they called her already. She's on her way to the school, but they just want to talk about like Scarlet and her photos. But like mom will be here in like 10 minutes anyway. I'm not that worried about it. It's just like it's not like anything happened, right? They just want to ask me about the last time I saw her, which was on a coffee shop off of high school grounds. Like we got coffee, we
Okay.
talked about her photos, and I left. I had to go to Florida that afternoon.
Just be careful, because like legally they shouldn't be questioning you without a guardian or parent present. But just just
Also, I jump in again. I just go, also, they're really bad at their jobs. I mean, look at this. They've got a bunch of kids together because they don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they're grasping at straws, trying to figure out what's going on with this girl, and they're going to ask all of us, but we don't know shit about her. Why are we even here right now?
It's not a bad point.
I mean, I hate to agree, but yeah, most of us don't know her. So I don't know why we're here. But
Maybe we're smart and they know that about us and they think that we can, like, I don't know, help them out somehow. Like,
Or
'cause
maybe
we're
this
like
is
in
like
the
a
school.
sting operation and they're actually tricking us and they're trying to find out some other information, and this girl never really existed.
She did exist, just because
existed.
you didn't notice her.
Just saying.
Just saying.
So as you all are like having this, Oliver just like nods very quickly, and he like grabs his water bottle and starts to like kind of jog away from the bleachers to get to the cop, and you see a folder fall out of his backpack.
I'm gonna kind of grab it and be like, "Hey, Oliver, you dropped this."
Roll. Roll grit for me. Just see what happens.
Not my good one.
Actually, I changed my mind. Roll brains.
What is my
DC.
DC?
I know you're just gonna half it, but I'll make it 10 anyways, because
Okay.
you're smart. You can
Yeah.
put 2 and 2
I
together.
have it.
As you start to wave it and like try to give it back to him, a small slip of paper like almost falls out, like how they're like the half pockets. It's just too big to fit in, or too small to fit into it, right? So
Yes.
it kind of falls out the side a bit, and you can see a picture of Scarlet. Like it's just like this much of her, but you have one of the missing persons posters, and you can put two and two together that that's her.
Sweet. I'm gonna just slip that out, and if he doesn't hear me getting his attention, I'll just save it and give it to him later.
Does he hear you is the question. Nope, not a thing. That was a nat one. So yeah, he doesn't hear a thing. He goes out of that gym with the police officer, and it seems like they're like the direction they're headed. There's only a few things that way, so you can probably guess that they're either doing like the questioning stuff in a random classroom or in the teacher's lounge.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just stick it in my backpack, but I'll probably, I mean, I should be able to get a copy of when they want us to hang them up, but just in case, I will fold that missing person poster and stick it in my backpack.
Oh yeah, they'll let you have as many as you want. A police officer comes by and goes, okay, hi, we're gonna kind of make times with you all one-on-one through the day. We know that you all have classes to get to and things like that. And so he starts like going through kid by kid and being like, okay, your time is at 9:30, so you'll come with me right after this. You're at 10:30, all through the day. So it gets basically to where you will all have a time with a police officer that day, but they know that with the amount of kids in the school and the other places they have to search, that they can't take all of you at once. It's just not feasible. It's still a small enough department that it's not possible.
Nora's just gonna kind of raise her hand and see if she can get the time moved to go in time with, did I take study hall?
No, I want to say no.
Study hall.
Hold on, let me look. I have no. This is yours. No, you didn't take study hall.
Damn it. Okay,
You have Skylar, or sorry, you have Skylar. Those are the right words. You have sociology. That period.
Could I maybe do this like after school? I've got a lot going on that I really need to kind of focus on during the day, and this is kind of a disruption to my educational process.
Make a charm roll for me.
Okay.
I have a question while she does that roll.
Yes.
Are the cops still in the room with us while the teacher's talking to us?
A couple of them are, but a lot of them have left.
Okay.
Some of them are taking students with them, and then others,
Is the
like
sheriff
you don't know where they've gone. Oh yeah, sheriff's gone.
Okay.
What was my DC?
We're gonna call it an 8, because this is a cop.
Okay, so I rolled a 7.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use.
You can use an adversity.
You know what? I'll fail it.
Okay.
I'll fail it.
So you now get another adversity token.
Okay.
So this cop just kind of looks at you for a second and goes, what kid doesn't want out of class?
The kid who wants to go to an Ivy.
I think one missed period isn't going to kill your GPA, and since you're with us, it won't kill your attendance either. I'll see you at 3:30, Miss Barnett.
Great.
You two also get times that are for the afternoon. So your morning is fairly free to do with it whatever you need to do.
Okay.
So what would you all like to do? You've been released.
I'm going to say to the teacher as we're getting released, I'm just going to say, this has really taken a toll on me. I think I need to go to the nurse's office for a while. Do you want me to roll charm?
Yeah, I want you to roll charm. I was trying to decide if it should be something other than that, but no, I think it should be charm.
I thought you were
just
going to pull the counselor.
I rolled a 19.
Nice.
A 19?
Yeah, I thought you were going to definitely pull the
I
counselor
haven't
card.
even given you a DC yet, but yeah,
Speak to
no.
a counselor.
19 gets you whatever you want, I guess. Sure.
I think I pulled it off really well. I think this really affected me.
Yes. No, yeah, absolutely, Miss Bart. We can totally understand that. And I know the nurse has your anxiety medication since you are not allowed to carry it on you in school grounds. So sure, go see the nurse. She can write you an excuse for whatever classes you miss, obviously.
Thanks, bye.
What do you
And
have
Bit.
a D20 in?
What?
Charm.
You have a D20 in charm? Nice.
It would be my term. So I have no bonus to it, but I can do really well if
That's
I
fair.
play it right.
Yeah,
That's
that's all you
awesome.
need.
Mhm.
Um, as where do you two want to go then? What would you two like to do with your lives?
I want to go to my class and try and talk to Sophie.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what I
gonna
wanted.
go to classes as usual. If I can, since I didn't get to do it before school, I definitely want to go to newspaper.
Yes, we are going to take a quick break and then we will resolve all of those things. So, thanks for hanging out. And I will also update everyone on all of the stream loots cards you all have been gifting because I have so many things to give out. So, we'll do all that over break. Have a nice 5 minutes. Go get a drink, get a snack, get a blanket, and we'll be back here in just a few. We're doing it again. It's more game time, and now we have 3 students in 3 very separate places, all of which could breed some very useful information. Just so everybody knows that has played Streamloots cards, everybody is all on what they have. I distributed everything during break, so thank you very much. It is very helpful to them, and even if they don't use it this episode, it all carries over and they will absolutely need it by the time we reach week 6. So we have Callie in the nurse's office. We have Skylar going to class to try to catch up with Sophie. And Nora is on her way to the newspaper room.
Mhm.
Sweet. Okay, I'm going to do this in the order you claimed them. So we'll start with Callie in the nurse's office.
Great.
So you head on down the hallway. Obviously, your entourage is still not with you. They're all in class. But you do see as you walk past the classroom you should be in, there is a cup of coffee sitting on your desk. You know that they went and got it for you, just in case you came back. So you walk a little bit further down the hallway. The nurse's office is at the very end of the school. There is nothing close to it per se. You just have to go past rows and rows of lockers. So as you sort of round that last corner to hit the door, you notice that the door is cracked open slightly and can hear voices inside. One of them does sound like the school nurse. She obviously has a full name, but you wouldn't know it. No kid in the school would know her last name. She just insists that you call her Peggy. And like that's it. She will not hear of her last name being used and won't let any of you know what it is. So Nurse Peggy is definitely in the room and talking, and you don't recognize the other person's voice.
And I'll step inside. I'm not. I have claim to this space. I don't care.
Okay, so as you like just sort of like push the door open and step in, um they both the Nurse Peggy is facing you, so she just sort of like looks and stops talking completely. The person that had their back to you turns around and you see that it is one of the school counselors.
Oh.
This is Mr. Lanham, and he is one of 4 counselors that the school has. They go by grade, and you know that Mr. Lanham is the junior class
Oh,
counselor.
so I know him.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Mr. Lanham. Hi, Nurse Peggy.
Hi,
I'm
Miss.
having such a hard day with all this stuff going on. And you don't need to worry about me. I'm just going to sit and hang out for a little while. And can I use the phone, actually?
Uh, yes, Miss Martin, absolutely. And Nurse Peggy like starts to go around the room, and is just kind of like shuffling papers aside and things like that. And pulls open like the little curtain that they've got for students' privacy, and there's like a bed there. And she's like, "Go ahead and just sit there. I'm just grabbing a few things for Mr. Lanham, and then I'll take you up front, and you can use the phone." And so she kind of goes through some like extra filing cabinets and stuff, like clearly looking for something. And she was like, "Oh, here is the folder you requested. I still have the other one, and I'm going through it for the information that the sheriff needed. But I will bring it down to your office as soon as I'm done with it."
I definitely want to try and see what the name on that folder is.
So Mr. Lanham just smiles and nods and goes, "Thank you so much. Um, can we speak on one more thing? Can we just go out in the hallway for one moment?" And she was like, "Yeah, Nurse Peggy's absolutely. Callie, honey, you just go ahead and stay here, just for a few minutes, and then I promise I'll take you straight to the phone."
It's okay. Okay, great. No problem. Thank you.
Um,
Thank you sounds so unnatural coming out of her mouth, by the way.
yes, and literally
only-
Peggy looks at you for a second and like just kind of stops.
Mhm.
And then turns back to Mr. Lanham, and in a quiet enough voice, you can hear it, but like you can tell she kind of doesn't mean for you to. She's like, "I think that's the nicest Miss Martin's ever been." And they walk out the door.
Callie's
And
mouth
they
drops
just
the
crack it
second
open.
they exit
Yeah.
the room, and she immediately goes to that door to eavesdrop. Absolutely. I don't know if I can pull something for this. But she is.
Yeah, so as you are like standing at this door and listening to them outside, they kind of are going back and forth, and you can't quite tell all of it. Give me a grit roll actually, and we'll see how much you get of it from that.
Was I able to spy the name on that folder, by the way, or no?
You sure was. It was Scarlet Morgan.
Scarlet Morgan. Okay. Oh wait, I rolled the wrong kind of die. I have a D4 for grit. What am I trying to get to? What's my DC?
You're looking at a. We're gonna do this as a tiered roll, actually.
Okay.
A tiered roll is a special option that you can play in Kids on Bikes 2E, and it essentially means failure is not an option. No matter what happens here, you can hear something. If you do a 6 or higher, you get the general gist of the conversation. An 8 or higher will give you some specifics, but not all of them. And if you will use adversity tokens or the like to get yourself above, let's go with an 11, then I'll give you all the information that this conversation has.
Adversity tokens add 1 to the roll. Is that what they do?
Yes, they're exchanged 1 for 1.
Okay, so
I was about to say, you have
3.
some.
So I did not do well. So in my mind, what happens is Callie leans close to the crack of the door and like her earring gets caught on it. And she's like, shit. And like gets too focused on undoing that and then realizes she missed half the conversation, basically.
Yeah. So I will at least give you, because failure is not an option. I will give you that as they talk in very hushed voices. It does seem like Mr. Lanham has seen Scarlet fairly recently. It seems like it may be something to do with the school stuff that she was trying to do over the summer, like to help document the programs that he saw her at one of them. But you can't quite make out anything else about it. Like it was just one of the last events that happened in the summer. If you could find a schedule of the summer events, you could probably figure out what one it was.
All right. Okay. Great. I'm just gonna be annoyed at myself for not having caught more, and kind of finish my coffee and put it. I'm gonna leave it on the nurse's desk when it's the empty cup, and I'll wait for her to come back.
Okay, so after a few minutes, like she leaves you in there for a good 5 to 10 maybe. She sort of rushes back in and goes, "Oh, Callie, honey, I am so sorry. With all the commotion happening this morning, some of us are just having to pile together some extra information for the police. I've been reviewing Callie's file this morning, or I've been reviewing Scarlett's file this morning, and it's just so sad. You never think it could be your kid, and like it's not like she's my kid, but she's somebody's kid, and
she's probably dead."
You see her go like white as a ghost for a second, and she's like, "Miss Martin, we've talked about decorum."
Am I the only one in this school who gets that like people die all the time? I don't get it.
No, we're very aware that people die all the time, but that's not something you exactly say out loud when it's about a 17-year-old girl that no one can find.
Okay, well, I don't plan on going through my life pretending that people don't die.
Okay, noted. The phone call that you need to make, let's do that very quickly, and then...
Oh, I actually need a little bit of time for it.
Okay. I'm just going to let you use the line back here, and then we don't need to march all the way to the front and do all that. I'm sure the police are very busy in the front office anyway, so you can just use the line back here. I'll just sit.
Great. And I just go straight back to the phone. Yeah. I don't wait for any more.
It's not very far away from her office, but it is like in the next small room over. There are no doors though, so it's very open.
Oh, what I'm doing is I am calling actually probably not calling collect. I'm calling long distance, excuse me, because I'm, time traveling mentally and remembering how things work. I'm calling long distance to a friend of mine who lives in France. And I'm just shooting the shit with her.
Oh my God.
And I have no important thing to do whatsoever here. I am just calling a friend of mine who I know is in France right now. I'm going to have the whole conversation in French, and I'm going to count on the fact that the nurse does not speak French and has no idea what I'm talking about, and therefore cannot necessarily tell me to stop.
No, I think Peggy does not know how to speak French at all. She's been here her whole life and has no interest in leaving, which means that French is just not something she's ever cared about. So she does hear you, but she also knows that your father speaks French. So as far as she's aware, you're calling your dad. So she's just going to let you do that. As a nurse, her job is not to question these things, and mostly because she's like, well, she just got devastating news. I'm sure she thinks this girl is dead. So I'm just gonna let her call her dad. So we will leave you there on the phone shooting the shit in French, because why not? And we head to Skylar, who is now in creative writing class.
Yeah, I think that Skylar, like the first thing Skylar does is try and kind of find Sophie and just be like, "Hey, like what's going on? Like, do you know anything about this whole thing? Like, this is wild."
Make me a charm roll again. The DC's
Oh,
lower this
boy.
time because she's like away from other people. Let's go with
I'm
like
so charming.
6.
Okay.
Still slightly guarded, but like is more happy to open up to you.
I did it. I got a 6. I did it somehow.
Yay! So she looks at you, and she kind of like motions to some desks in the back that are open. Nobody's sitting in, and she gets up and goes.
Okay, yeah, I'll follow. But I'll wait for a little bit, and then I'll kind of like look around, and then I'll go.
So you go back there, and you two are kind of the only people in that back section. There are not too many kids in this class. English is not everybody's strong suit first thing in the morning, so people tend to avoid creative writing. But like you've got a couple rows of empty seats between you all and the next students up. Normally your teacher would really care about that and be like, no, move up, fill in all the seats. But she just quite frankly couldn't care less today. So as you two settle in back there, she does not look at you or meet your eyes at all, but she does look straight forward. I don't know what happened, but I knew her. I knew her really well.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Then,
We haven't talked in a few weeks.
why?
She just up and disappeared one day. And I tried to tell people, but no one believed me. And then people were like, well, maybe she's with her family. Maybe they went on vacation, because no one could find them either. Nobody had seen her little brother in like a month.
Her whole family's missing?
No, they're back. I have a brother that's in 8th at Pinewood, and he said that he saw Noah last week.
Oh, and she's been missing for weeks. This is the first time they're doing anything? That's upsetting.
I mean, I couldn't find her. I went to her house a couple times and I threw stones at her window. Because I figured like maybe her parents, because they were like overbearing sometimes, that like maybe they just grounded her and put her up in her room and wouldn't let her leave. But I never got an answer. I saw something in the window once, but I don't think it was her.
What was it?
I don't know, it looked like a shadow, but like
like a tall shadow? Did you
yeah.
get like an energy off of it?
I mean, I was on the ground and it was on the 2nd floor. I didn't read a lot of energy from that far away. But like it wasn't her. It was way taller than her. And it kind of like almost looked like this like red mist was coming off of it, but I also figured that could be some of her like photography stuff. It's everywhere. Like she's got a whole setup at home. It was like the one thing her parents did right was like really let her pursue her passions, and so they built her like a whole dark room at the house.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Well, you should keep an eye out for any shadows like that. There are lots of documented cases of demon shadows showing up in homes and things like that. And if she's dealing with something like that, I don't even know what you would do. I don't even know where you would begin. You'd have to research. You'd have to find someone. We should go to the library. She says that a little too loud, but then kind of quiets herself.
She still has not looked at you. Like, she keeps her eyes trained on the board. I would love to say that I don't believe in demon whatever you just said. But I don't think I can anymore.
Why?
I saw another one in the gym during the assembly.
You did? Where?
It was outside the window. Like the big one, like the one that's like over in the corner that overlooks the bleachers, the ones on your side, because I sit like on the opposite with the juniors. But like the one directly across, there was a shadow.
Did anyone else see it?
I don't think so. Sorry, yeah, no, it was the one across from us, not the one on the junior side, the one on our side. Duh. Sorry. It's been a day, I guess.
These are the only 2 times you've seen that?
I think so. Honestly, every once in a while it feels like there's one like stuck to a memory. Like I don't think it was really there the first time, but now if I think about it, it's there.
This is very interesting. I do think we should go to the library, and maybe we could use the computer, and we could search the internet.
Oh, you don't want the computers in the library are crap. They have a couple though in the student the newspaper classroom. They like put a couple back there because there are always students writing. Definitely recommend those instead. I usually go in a bit after school hours when they're not using it. At least I don't take up any of their like space or whatever. I put it all on a floppy disk and I leave. But it's helpful and they get better internet in there.
Okay, great. We should do that. Are you okay? Is there more that you know that you just seem really nervous?
I'm okay. But do me a favor.
Yeah.
Grab your friends and try to go find Scarlett's last batch of pictures. She dropped them off at least once a week. The ones for the summer thing, she insisted on not developing them at home for some reason, so she would drop off canisters and then like every once in a while come in and develop all of them. I saw you I guess someone else saw you and told me that you and that Nora girl and Callie, which like I don't know how you even got Callie to talk to you. Not that it's like a goal people should have, but she doesn't really speak unless it's to Crystal May and Janessa or whatever their names are. I think those names are fake. I think she made those names up and gave them to them. Like those are not their government names, which is like concerning. Sorry, off track. But a friend saw you all in there.
Oh.
So
yeah.
I would maybe get reinforcements. I hear the Darkroom is a bit of a scary place.
Oh. Okay. Good idea. Yeah, I'll do that. I guess more eyes, the better. More witnesses, the better.
I mean, do you think you're going to get mauled in the dark or something?
Well, you've been seeing a shadow, a red mist shadow about. I mean, anything could be possible at this point. I mean, anything could be possible at any point, but we're dealing with something here. Something is going on. I can feel it.
I try not to think about it too much. But for the record, in brutal honesty, because who's really going to believe me at this point? Me, Lucas, Oliver, and Charlie were the last people to see Scarlet
How do you know?
because we all met up last night after we figured out that the cops knew and we got our story straight, just in case.
What? Why would you need to get your story straight?
I mean, when you're seeing demon shadows, do you really think the cops are going to believe me?
No.
Exactly. So, just in case, we all agreed on the last times each of us saw Scarlet. So that way, if somebody said, well, you were alone with Scarlet, the answer is we were not. Oliver was in a full coffee shop. Lucas saw her at the football game. I saw her I saw her at a park where we met up with Charlie.
And where did you really see her last?
Biking through town, we ran into each other going opposite ways. She had her camera bag on her, kept talking about this new one she just got. Found it at some antique shop. She was so excited, said that she was gonna go start shooting stuff with it, and I haven't seen her since.
Where
But
was this?
kids on a dirt road, you know.
Yeah.
It's one of the back alleys, the one behind Lucy's.
Okay. We'll look into it. I'll see what I can find. I'll try and check her photos.
Yeah, she should have plenty down there.
But
At
why did you
least 3 or
hide
4
that?
rolls probably. Again, why tell the cops something when they're not going to believe me? I am a 16-year-old kid. It's not exactly a thing that they would normally listen to.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for sharing this with me.
You're welcome. Just do me a favor. Keep our secret.
Yeah. Yeah, I will. I mean, definitely not going to tell the cops.
Thanks. And with that, the bell rings, and she goes ahead and walks out.
Okay.
And so now we go to Nora. Oh dear God! Sorry, the car alarm is going off at our neighbor's
Is
house.
that what that was?
Yes, I can hear it. Henry has
Great.
taken it as an offense, and so he's barking upstairs.
He thinks someone's attacking the house because cars.
Yes.
Ah. Of course.
He's got to protect the house.
Of course.
You know.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
Because the
thing.
minute someone steps in, he's just going to want to be friends with them. So he's going to do a really good job.
It's gonna go great. I can already feel it. So we go back to Nora, who has approached the door to the school's newspaper classroom. In actuality, it is one of the few spare classrooms that the school has. It's not that your school is too big for the students that it has, but it's more that you all don't have enough teachers. So for a lot of classes, they just slam every student that they can into a class. Hi, Ghosty.
Sorry.
You're
I've
fine.
never done this before.
You think that I'm
Never
gonna be mad?
apologize for the cat.
We have a running count when Tiffany's cats walk across her keyboard. We make bets before the show
How
starts.
many,
and at the
how
end
many
we
cats
see
are going
it.
to... Because she's raising some kittens she found right now.
There's 5 of them, and I'm like, we have a minimum of 8 walks across a keyboard during show tonight. I'm calling it. So as you approach the door to the classroom, you are it's got those windows on the sides, so Henry has a lot to say on this subject.
It's okay.
But it's got the windows on the sides, so you can see a few people moving around in there. But you're definitely free to walk in. I mean, you are one of the most senior people that works on this. It's just that this classroom has yet been abandoned by the English department, and the teacher that oversees the newspaper doesn't really care when, like, you and Jenna can go in whenever you want. Oliver sort of has that courtesy because he's like very dedicated to what he does. Other students not so much, but you three are fairly good to do what you want.
It's fine. It's not gonna stop. Um,
No.
I am gonna go in and go to my desk because I'm sure I have like a desk area.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna like make sure all of the stuff that needed to get put in is done, and then if I have time before anyone interrupts me, um, I am going to see if I can find the last batch of photos that I have laying around that were submitted. Not like her film rolls, but like any printed photos we have, like the last submission of Scarlett's.
Oh yeah, that's easy to find. So once you do all of your notes and things, which are fairly a breeze to get through. It's not that there weren't a ton of them, but you are very seasoned in the fact that you do this quite often. If you once that's done, you can go back, and actually Oliver is in here. As you walk towards the cabinet where you all keep sort of everything, like newspapers will fall out of it when you open it, but there are also boxes of photos and all sorts of things. um but as you open it and you take out the last envelope of pictures that were given to you all with Scarlett's name on them, you also notice Oliver kind of hunched over a computer in the corner, typing furiously.
Um, can I see the screen from where I am?
Uh, you can. I don't know that you can determine like up close detail, but you certainly can see it.
Does it look like he's like writing an article? Like, can I tell what like program he has open?
He kind of has like it looks essentially like a blank document that he's typing a ton of stuff into, like faster than you could even read it maybe. And Nora's very good in social, like in academics and even in social situations, to like hear people that talk quickly or to talk very quickly herself. But like these words are flying so fast that you can almost not tell how, like, as words just pop up.
Okay. I'm gonna like not sneak, but I'm gonna quietly go over there. Um, and just before I say something, can I catch anything? Like the closer I get.
Sure, give me, what in the world do I make that? Um, Grit. We're gonna call it grit because this
Okay.
feels sort of in the realm of like you're smart enough to not say it before you get there, which to me equates street smarts. Grits or street smarts. Is that how other people would look at it? Probably not. But I'm the
That's
GM
okay.
and I get to do
That's
what I
okay.
want. So here we are.
I liked it.
Thanks.
What's my DC?
You're looking at a solid 6. The boy is preoccupied.
I got a 9.
Yay. So you can see what is essentially look like almost a cut and pasted conversation. Um there is no like username attached to either side, but he has differentiated the sides with like colors. So he kind of knows what's happening at least as he like scans over it. Um
Like it's like a messenger conversation?
yeah, it's like a messenger conversation back and forth. And you can see that at the top there are a couple that seem like very normal conversation back and forth about like the summer programs that had happened, and that sort of thing. And then like a meetup for a like basically it looks like what was happening was someone was asking somebody else to meet them at the like the local graveyard. essentially. Then right below those, which those go back and forth, answered very normally.
Do I catch when they were trying to meet?
It doesn't give like an exact time or anything like that, but it just says like, hey, we need to talk. The cemetery, like on the outskirts of town, let's say sometime on Tuesday night. And the other says just says, okay, I'll catch you at school. We'll make a time.
Okay.
And then below that, there are about 8 unanswered messages. Like it's all one-sided of the conversation. They're all the same color. And it says, hey, where are you? We can't find you. We're getting scared. Please tell me something. Literally anything. I just need to know you're alive. And none of them are answered.
Okay. I don't want to make an assumption. Should I roll for it to see if I can guess that it maybe that was with Scarlet?
I mean, you totally can. Yeah, if you want to roll brains for it, that's fine.
Were
This
there
is like
usernames or were there just colors?
There are no usernames. There are just colors.
I call bullshit. Because we took so much time to come up with our usernames.
You don't put usernames on incriminating things. you take them away.
I don't think you could not have your username.
No, but these are messages that were like typed in this document. Like essentially like it looks like he read them somewhere and has just retyped them to get them away. Yeah, he's compiling notes is what this looks like.
Okay.
Like this is not a chat room in itself. It is just the conversation has been moved somewhere.
Okay. That is a 12.
Yeah, you're totally fine. It seems very clear to you that the side of this conversation that is in one color is Oliver's and the other is Scarlett's.
Okay. I'm just gonna be like, hey, Oliver?
He panics, like turns around very quickly, like tries to kind of block the screen with his body, like leans back on the desk, very like not nonchalant, but like is trying very hard.
I'm like not even looking at the screen. Like I'm just looking at like papers I have in my hand. So it doesn't seem like I'm paying attention to it. Even though I totally caught it. Hey, so with everything that's going on, I think it may be a really good idea to maybe do an article about Scarlett, and, you know, feature like her photos and things along those lines, you know, just to kind of get more information out there about her that may help. Do you have any of the stuff? Like I have these, and I'll hold up like the pictures I found. I have these. Was there anything else that she's submitted recently that maybe I haven't gotten the chance to see yet?
He kind of grabs the envelope from your hands and just like rifles through it very quickly. And you can see the photos. They're like some like swim meets and things like that. It seems like on the inside of the flap is where she writes out all of the dates, and that's like you would know that that's just very much what Scarlett does. It's for her own keeping track of things. But it is dated for like the very end of last year into like maybe the first couple weeks of summer.
Okay.
And he will kind of like go through them and go, I don't know if she like developed anything else. There should be film canisters in the darkroom. They could have been developed and she left them down there, or they're not developed yet. But like, maybe we could get a kid from photography class to do it.
Okay, yeah, that'd be a good idea. I know you knew her, so I didn't know if maybe you wanted to take point on this one.
Yeah, sure. I can totally do that. Yep.
Great. Yeah. And if you just want to, I'm going to give you some free reign with this, but check in with me and we can kind of bounce things off each other, kind of get a feel um, for what we want to put out there. I don't want this to be like an in memoriam thing because obviously we want her found safe and sound. Um,
Yeah.
but, just kind of bringing some light to it. Um, is there
The
anything that
spirit of Callie is saying she's probably dead.
she's probably dead?
You just hear the whispers through the vents. She's probably dead. And then you hear she's probably dead in French,
Yeah,
which
in
none of you
French.
know in this room, but like, please know that's what it is.
Like, is there anything that immediately springs to mind?
Um, Not really. She liked to take pictures. That's about it. No, she pretty straight and narrow kid. Like B plus average, very average, just average.
I mean, you guys spent time together, and all you really have is that she liked to take pictures?
I mean, like we didn't know each other that well. Like
I mean,
we
if you
always
want, I
had
can try and find someone else to
no,
take
no, no.
this.
I will take it. I will totally take it. Don't worry anything about it. I'll totally take it. I'll take it.
Okay.
I actually I know some people that were closer to her. I will start with them. I will start interviewing them this afternoon.
That sounds great. And if you could I just want to look over the interviews before we put anything out there. If you could just pass that on to me whenever you get them, that'd be really great.
Yeah, I can totally do that. I will have the first batch on your desk within a few days.
Um, and I don't know. Do you know Skylar well?
Skylar. Oh, UFO girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like kind of know her. Should we I think we have class together this year, maybe, or am I thinking of another
I
kid?
have a couple classes with her. I know she always has her camera, so I didn't know if maybe we should reach out to her in the meantime just so that we make sure that we have photos covered.
Uh, yeah, we could do that. I think she's in photography too, so I'm sure she's good at what she does. The few times I've seen her take pictures, it's been of the sky, but like I'm sure the sky is really pretty, or something. I'm gonna be really honest. I don't know why she's taking pictures of the sky, but if it makes her happy, then that's fine.
She's not hurting anyone, and
Exactly. No,
she is
she could be
happy with
doing
doing
so
what
much
she's
worse.
doing.
I did absolutely see a kid on a bike not paying attention almost flip over because she stopped her bike to take a picture of the sky. Like really that was that kid's fault. That
Yeah,
was the sky's
you
fault.
gotta pay attention when you're riding your bike.
Yeah.
Do you
It's
think? I mean, she takes photography. Like, would she know how to take care and develop those negatives?
I would say so. She I think this is like Skylar's second year in it. I think she took it as a freshman too. So she should know.
Okay, yeah, that's great. But yeah, just keep me posted. Just kind of keep checking in. But yeah, I think that'd be really good.
Cool.
And maybe we can distribute it other than just the school. I don't know. Just a thought. Just a thought. So keep that in
Yeah.
mind. Um,
I'm gonna just uh jet really quick just to go find somebody to interview. That
okay.
seems like a good idea to just go ahead and get started on that. So I'll see you later. I'll see you later. I'll see
Okay.
you later.
All right.
And he like very quickly turns around, still with like blocking the computer, closes out of everything, and grabs his backpack and like just jets.
Was he on the internet?
Hold on. Yeah, he sure was.
He definitely didn't have time to clear his browser history.
Absolutely not.
So I'm gonna pop on there and look at the browser history.
Yeah, so you can open all of that, no problem. The last few searches, one is just for Scarlet, just her full name, to kind of see what pops up. Another one is just like a very generic dark room search. It like or like the one is just dark room, and then another is how to use a dark room. It didn't seem like he knew how to phrase it, but you can gather that he was trying to figure out how to develop those photos himself.
Mm-hmm.
um, and then the last photo or the last search just says disappearing rooms.
Okay. Um, I want to try and see if I can. I don't know how much power we have with school newspaper. Um, would we be able to like go pull people from class?
I would say that they'll let you pull people on lunch, but probably not from class, unless it's like a solid thing where you can convince the teacher that student needs to leave.
I don't have high enough charm for that.
Dice can explode.
Um, I'm going to see. Do I know what? Okay. I'm sorry, I'm starting early.
You're fine.
For a hall pass, could that
Mhm.
be like a in tandem hall pass?
Like for multiple of you? Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Okay. Um, if no one objects, I would like to use our hall pass to go grab Skylar from her class and take her to the newspaper room to see if she would um, help develop those photos.
You certainly can.
Or at least take a look at them in the dark room.
I'm totally cool with that.
I don't know. We should probably have Callie too.
You gonna go get her from the nurse's office where she's shooting the shit with her French friend?
I'm trying to figure out how I can loop Callie into this.
Sorry for making it difficult from a player's
No, you're
standpoint.
totally fine.
Callie is also in photography.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
fair. So yeah, I'm just going to. You said that you were going to the nurse's office in front of us, so I'm going to like go by the nurse's office and just be like, "Oh, Callie, we need you for newspaper." Yeah. Oh,
And
okay.
then like I laugh a little bit with my friend on the phone,
Okay, great.
and then I go, I basically say in French like, "Yeah, I have to go. This sucks." And then I go, I'm like, "Au revoir, Chantal," mwah, mwah, mwah. And then I hang up. And before you get to say anything else to me, I'm going to look at the nurse and just say, "It was my dad. He's really worried about me."
Oh, yes, honey. How is your father? I know that he's like the only other person that speaks fluent French. I figured that had to be who you were
It
with
was.
on the phone. But yeah, you three absolutely go do whatever you got to do. If you need me, I'll be here. And if you need counseling for any reason, Mr. Lanham has offered to take up the brunt of it since Scarlett was one of his students. So have fun. And she like grabs a gigantic cup that you know must have coffee in it because she deals with children all day. And you just see her start chugging away at it as she's like tapping a pen and reading over Scarlett's file still.
Is it just coffee?
No, no, it's not.
You
I'll
know.
give you that one without a roll. It is absolutely not.
Um, but yeah, I'm gonna grab them and be like, okay, look, I know you both have photography and you've taken it. I know, Skylar, you've taken it for more than 1 year. I don't know if you have Callie. I'm sorry. So Scarlett left some undeveloped film in the darkroom, and I thought maybe.
Right.
Um,
Oh my god, wait. Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, we have
Yeah,
it.
I heard about this.
yeah. So like,
Heard
if you
about some
want to do that,
interesting
I
stuff.
I kind of got everybody to kind of.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. What are your names again?
Callie, we've gone to school since kindergarten together.
No, I'm just. There's so many kids at our school, you know?
She's such a bitch.
It's
Skylar.
Skylar, got it.
it's Nora.
Nora, got it. Okay. Thanks, Skylar and Nora. Great. I totally think we should go to the dark room and develop that film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's.
We should develop it. But I should warn both of you. What we find on there might be scary.
I know.
Okay, I'm just saying. I heard like we might be dealing with some supernatural stuff here.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I talked to Sophie, who is good friends with Scarlet.
Okay,
Did
and
she hang out with Oliver and Lucas too?
I think so. I don't know. It seemed like there was a group of them, but listen, they like don't want all this stuff spread around, so keep it to yourselves, okay? Callie, okay? It's
I
important.
don't like talking to people.
Okay, good. Good. I guess that works. But yeah, like she said she saw this like shadow thing in Callie's room one time, and Callie's been or not Callie, sorry, Scarlet. Scarlet's been missing for like a few weeks.
I thought they said it was just like a couple days.
Not according to Sophie. And I don't know why Sophie would say all of this.
You know, the longer she's gone for it, the more likely it is.
Likely she's dead.
No,
Yeah.
Callie, you can't. If you keep saying that, you're gonna end up. Someone's gonna end up dead, and then you're gonna feel horrible about it.
I'll
You
end
know
up
what?
dead.
You might not. You might
Skylar,
not.
right?
Yeah, Skylar. Yeah.
Oh no, sorry,
Oh, no, Scarlet. Skylar. Scarlet.
sorry.
Skylar.
Yeah,
Um,
Oliver has been really weird. He told me that he hadn't seen her since like the beginning of the summer. But then I caught him with, it looked like he copy and pasted like a messenger conversation. And like it looked like it was definitely between someone and Scarlet. I don't know if it was him. He deleted the usernames.
Oh.
But like it looked like they were supposed to meet up Tuesday night. What day is it?
This is Monday. You were in the Monday of your second week of school.
Okay. Some Tuesday, so maybe last week, but they're supposed to meet like Tuesday night at a graveyard. And then like
Graveyard? Where?
she stopped responding.
You know which one?
I think it's
I once went to a fashion show in a graveyard.
that's okay.
It was pretty
Well-
great.
That that's actually really interesting, and I kind of want to know about it. But it
I know.
okay. I think it's like the one like on the outskirts of town, like not the big like really nice one they keep up, like the old one.
Well, so Sophie saw Scarlet last riding her bike out on the edge of town. Maybe she didn't say what day that was that I remember.
Okay.
Wait, are you two are trying to like sleuth this out?
Yeah. Yeah, like
I mean-
the cops are going to be able to figure it out. The cops are just clearly have decided that she's just a runaway. She's some dumb teenager and she doesn't
Oh my
like
god! If
matter.
you guys figure this out and before the cops do, that'll be so fucking embarrassing for them. That's hilarious.
I was thinking
mean,
more
that would
like
be.
we'd get recognition and it would look like really good, like a good reflection. But you know, that's motivation. It's
that would be
there.
both.
Yeah.
Any publicity is good publicity. I agree.
So yeah, but he was also kind of searching about darkrooms and how they work. So maybe we should probably get there and see if we can get to the film.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
And then hopefully in all of that conversation we have gotten back to
Yes.
Yeah.
gotten to the
And then
dark
we
room.
go.
So you all, as you're like having this conversation, have to go down this set of stairs to the basement. Um, and it's through some like back hallways and things like that. But you do eventually you see Mr. Bailey, who is the photography teacher. And he's kind of like sorting through some different things. Not it within the dark room itself, but like through file cabinets of photos that are in the room just before it. Um, and he kind of like looks up from his work as he's holding like a pile of photos in his hands. Hey kids, can I help you with something? Oh, Skylar, Callie, do you all need down here or something for
Yeah, we were
class?
just gonna
Help out the
develop the
newspaper.
film.
We were,
Yes.
yeah.
There's some film we needed for the most recent episode, the most recent edition. And Skylar and Callie volunteered to help since Scarlett's usually who does our photos.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's fine. If you wouldn't mind, just like at least get me like a list of what the photos were that you all need to get. Yeah, it's fine. Like you can tell he's extremely shaken up about this whole thing. Um, but like he's so distraught at this point that like you don't need to roll charm or anything. He doesn't care, honestly. Like there are very few things that he cares about right now except for these photos that he's holding, which you can gather is maybe because they're the last like set that Scarlett gave him.
Bless teachers who care about their students.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I definitely will. We knew she took some pictures of the summer courses, so we were just gonna see what we could find off of her camera roll.
Yeah, here, and he like there's like a small keypad on the door that he punches something into without you all being able to see it and pushes the door open for you. You two obviously know this, but you have to have teachers approval to go in there, but you're free to do whatever. Go for it.
Thanks. I'll go in.
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, good.
Okay, so as you
I'll
all walk
make your way around
in,
to the dark room.
as you all walk in to the dark room, you each walk in and suddenly you're in the front of the group. There is nobody in front of you. And if you turn around, there's no one behind you either.
Like we're each on our own.
You're each
I
alone
mean-
in the dark room.
I would go back out the door and see where they went.
Yeah.
If you go back out the door, you just walk back in. Like if you
And I
look
would
out the
go
door,
back
you
through
can
the
see
door
the room
again.
you just left. But every time you try to walk out, you just walk back in.
And then I would yell for or call out for Callie and Nora.
Yeah, I'm like, Sarah, Trisha.
None of you are getting responses. You cannot hear each other. Like as Callie screams, that doesn't leave that room.
Can I throw something through the door?
Sure.
Just like
Go for
something
it.
that's not important and just kind of throw it through the door and see if it flies back.
Do me a favor and roll fight for me. Your DC's.
Hey, I'm not too bad at that one.
I'm gonna make it like a DC 6.
That's doable. Ooh. Fuck it, I'll do it. I'll use 2 of my adversity tokens. I rolled a 4. So I'll make it a 6.
Okay, cool. So, what do you want to throw out the door, by the way?
I was just gonna see if there's like an empty, like one of the empty canisters, or just something small, like nothing big, just something not important, and just kind of toss it out the door.
Yeah, you see on the sort of the counter that's right when you come in, there are a few different empty canisters that people have just kind of left laying around. So you pick one up and toss it out the door, and it disappears for a second, and then it almost seems like it's been thrown back in and lands on the floor beside you. But this time it sounds heavier.
Okay, I'm gonna pick it up.
Okay. If you pick up that film canister and you shake it a bit, you hear film inside, and there's like a piece of tape on the outside of it that says Scarlet, and then it's got some dates on it that would have been like midsummer.
Okay, I'm gonna stick that in my pocket just so that I don't accidentally set it down somewhere and lose it.
Fair enough.
Nora immediately goes into logistics because she is not a believer in the supernatural. So she's immediately being like, okay, what's going on? How can I explain this? And is just gonna kind of start calling out for the other two while she's like also looking around.
So obviously the calling out for people falls on deaf ears once again. You all cannot hear each other. It is essentially you are all in your own version of this room. So as you look around, you can all see that in your version of the room, there are hanging lines for drying photos. Most of the photos are a bit blown out, and they all seem to be like a bright red sky with all of these buildings and trees. They're not places that look familiar, but they all feel kind of like this time. So like maybe it's a town nearby or something like that. But they all have a blood red sky with a white full moon. And then every few pictures, it's something a bit odd. Skylar's younger brother walking into school. Callie's dad getting on a plane. Nora sitting on a bench outside of the school reading a book. And as you each go down the line, you see more and more that are of you or of your family. You see even some Callie you see of Crystal May, and some of your other entourage girls just out in town.
So I think I'm gonna stop. I'm just like looking at it. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna turn around towards the door, and I don't actually think I've tried to exit yet. I think this is the first time I'm gonna try to exit, and I'm gonna walk out, and I walk right back in when I walk out, right?
Yes.
And when I realize I'm still in the room, I take a second, and I just pause, and I go, I don't like shout this or anything. I just say it like audibly, and I just go, so I really don't like being fucked with, and people who fuck with me end up really regretting it. So whatever is going on right now, it's gonna cut it out. I'm gonna walk back through that door, and I better end up outside this room. And I don't know if there's like a thing I can roll to like try and will myself out of this room, but I think she's trying to basically.
Just grate yourself
You
through
know
the
what?
door.
If miracles can happen, give me a flight roll of 20 and we'll see if you can do it.
I get a D12 per flight.
It's possible.
I could explode. I didn't explode, but I did get a 9.
Okay, well
Wow.
then, good news, adversity token to you. As you try to exit the room again, this time it almost forcefully pushes you back into the room and you like slam up against the counter.
Okay, I fucking get it.
So as you all sit here and can look at all of these photos, as you get closer and closer to the end of the room, it becomes very apparent that like not only are these photos that someone could have taken, but some of them are not. Like they're inside your homes and they're like in your favorite places. Like there are photos of Skylar at the graveyard, and there are photos of Nora at the library. And like while it's possible that some of these could maybe be taken from far away, some of these are right next to you. Like you are the whole photo.
I have a question. Are these more like candid type things, or are they like nice photos?
Mostly candid. Every once in a while you get one that looks like really nice and you're like, I didn't pose for this.
Yeah. I
But
feel like
some of them are candids.
Callie is heavily judging quality of the photos. She's scared, don't get me wrong.
No,
she's having a react to this, but she's also just like, who the fuck even took these? These are terrible. It's like they don't even fucking know how to hold a camera.
Nora's just collecting these as she goes.
Before Skylar goes over to any of the photos, she does a little like excited dance. And then she's kind of like, okay, but this is serious. Let's calm down. It's exciting, but it's serious.
I've waited for this day my whole life.
And then she looks at all those photos, and then she takes out her camera and she starts just taking pictures around this room, because Skylar is curious if like somehow Scarlet can only be like is invisible, and it's like maybe could only be seen via photos or something, and is just trying to see if like maybe Scarlet's trying to tell us something through the photos. That's what she's trying to do currently, at least.
So as you all like go down this line and you're taking all the photos of this room, you all happen upon the last photo in your line that's all the way to the other side of the room. And for each of you, it is almost the same. It is you staring straight forward onto the camera. So it seems obviously like someone had to be right in front of you to take that photo. And behind each of you is a shadow with red mist all around it. And the closer you lean toward the photo, the more it seems like that mist is moving.
Like in the photo?
Are we like dressed how we're dressed right now in that photo?
It's so funny you should ask. You absolutely are. Thank you.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I turn around and am, I'm taking pictures everywhere.
I think Callie goes, I fucking knew she was dead, and turns around.
As you attempt to turn around, though, you feel like a hand on your back.
Mm-hmm. I think Callie screeches and yelps and like jumps back when that happens.
You don't see anything, but the shadow in the picture has moved to the other side of you.
Ooh.
Mm.
Okay, so what exactly are we doing here?
Nora's gonna take it down and it was Hours Without Sleep. I thought about it. Hours Without Sleep said burn the picture, and that's kind of what I was thinking. I'm gonna take the photo down, and instead of burning the picture, I'm gonna just rip the picture in half.
The second you do that, the cabinet on the side of the room you came in slams open. And you can see on the inside of it, it's a little hard to see from how far away you are, but you can. It just says, I need your help.
What is going on? Okay, is this rigged out? Like, she's gonna go and look at the doors, like, to see, like, if there was string, like, rigging it open or something, like.
Not a thing.
Is there more than one door to this room?
Nope. One in, one out.
Okay. God, I can't believe I'm gonna do this. Hello? I have this film. Why am I doing this? And she's just gonna like start walking back toward the door.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are the the dark room lights on, like for developing film? Is the red light on, or is it regular lights?
It's the red light.
I want to switch them if I can.
Okay.
Try and turn on the regular light and see if anything happens.
Yeah, you can do that. The minute that you turn the red bulbs off, but before you can flip the others on, while the room is in complete darkness, you see up on the cabinets, in like bright red, like neonish lettering, that almost looks like the bulbs would still be on, and it says, "I said I need help."
Okay. Who are you? And I'm just gonna continue to take more pictures. I'm trying to like, actually, I'm gonna turn on the. This is probably not a camera that does that, Megan. This is 97. I was like, I'm gonna record it.
Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep taking pictures. As I'm like asking, just around the room, especially around like of this thing. Like, I'm trying to capture everything and hopefully more.
As you're like taking photos, little bits of writing start to pop up around the room. It's in that same red neon. But one says, "I can't do much from here. I'll try my best to help. I can't get out. It's all about my camera." And then they stop popping up.
Do we see all of these pop-ups, or is it
Nope.
just in Skylar's room?
That's just in Skylar's room.
Okay. I was kind of hoping that was going to be a tie-in to all of our rooms. So yeah, Nora, I guess, is going to ask about the film. Like, does this help? Does this help?
As you say that, another cabinet flies open, and like film canisters upon film canisters are falling out of it.
I'm gonna go look at those.
You see that it's like a good mix of students. Funnily enough, though, in this moment, all of the ones that are like scarlets, the tape is no longer white; it's red.
Oh, I'm gonna grab those.
Cool.
I'm gonna grab all those.
After you pick up the last one, the wall that is in front of you gets that glowing red neon writing on it again, and it says, "Thank you. I'll talk to you later."
Okay, good talk.
I think I want to have Callie, when she like jumps back like that, she's gonna like collect herself. Then she doesn't actually see the red mist in front of her, right? Like, it's not like it's there, right?
It's in the photo, but it's not in front of you.
And I think she's gonna go, okay, well, first of all, if you take photos of someone, you have to get their permission. And technically, I own all of the photos that I'm in. So I'm going to be taking these. And I just start taking all of the photos down and collecting them, basically.
As you pluck them off the line, you feel like your pockets get heavier. for every photo you take.
I reach into my pockets.
You have a bunch of film canisters with Scarlet's red tape on it.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Okay. Gonna finish taking the photos down. Take them all. I go, I don't know if you're trying to encourage me or discourage me to take these photos, but I'm taking them because they belong to me, and I don't care what you think. And I put them in my pocket.
As
Yeah,
you like,
I imagine I have like maybe she has like a blazer on today
Yeah.
or something with a pocket, you know?
I love that. Just like a nice casual high school Monday blazer.
Yes.
I
Exactly.
feel it. So like as you put the last of them in your pockets, that red writing comes up on the wall that's right beside the door, and it just says "bye,
Bob,
bye,
Bye.
bye, bye."
The West Virginia came out.
I
Bye.
think
Bye.
I think Callie's gonna be like, so I
My
don't know if
bad.
you're like,
Oops.
listen, I think this is either like probably a ghost situation, or maybe
Well,
this is like the cops
she
fucking
is
with them.
probably dead.
But yeah, exactly. But the thing is, like, I don't really know what you want me to do right now. And if this is the cops, this is probably illegal. And also lawyer. Um, and if it's not the cops, I don't know, like go to heaven.
One more piece of writing comes up right beside the door, basically like where the writing is placed makes you think that they just want you to leave. But the writing pops up and it says, "I can't go to heaven. I'm still stuck in hell, and until someone helps me, I can't get out."
Oh shit. Callie definitely says
Ooh.
that. That fucking sucks.
Can I
Fuck.
walk back out the door?
You sure can.
Can I? What happens when I walk through the door?
You're back in the room you started in.
What the fuck?
But all the lights are out. It is pitch black in this room now. But like you're not in the dark room anymore. There just is no light. And if you turn back to try to go back in the dark room, there is no door there.
Okay. I should have just ignored this whole thing and gone about my day.
Is this happening for all of us?
You haven't
the
left
light?
the room yet. You're still in your room. But like
Oh.
all of the writing and stuff. Each of you have gotten your own separate messages though. So the message about still being in hell was only in Callie's room.
Okay.
Do you mind if I have Callie do one more thing?
Go for it.
I didn't want to jump in. But I think Callie is just gonna go after she says like, "Oh fuck," she's gonna go. So this is Scarlet. Does anything appear?
Yeah. I think like as you ask, that last bit about I'm stuck in hell,
Mm-hmm.
it all of a sudden is like all covered in red. Like the whole message is just blood red now. And then in the blood red, like the absence is made of the word yes.
Ooh, I like that. And I think I'm gonna say out loud. I'm gonna go. Well, listen, I've never been in a situation like this before, but I just want to say, um, I think it's fucking bullshit that everyone in the school is acting really sad because, and I want to be real with you, this is not an insult, but like nobody fucking knew you existed before this happened. And now everybody's acting all sad that you're gone. But like, honestly, like, what the fuck? Everybody's bullshitting. And like, I just want to let you know, I wouldn't do that.
It almost like whatever this is seems to almost think again, like it's waiting a minute to answer, and then in another part of the room by the door it goes, "I know. I don't know how sad I would have been had roles been switched. but I know Oliver, Lucas, Charlie, and Sophie are trying to find me.
I love that Callie gets the names. Callie is not going to remember
Technically, Callie and Skylar both have names now.
any of these names.
You don't have names. Everyone
Got
else
it.
has names.
Donnie, Jason, Miranda, and Chloe. Got it.
You didn't ask questions to the thing writing notes
then-
in your room.
And I think the last
I mean,
thing
that's
Chloe-
very true.
I think Callie's just gonna say, "Well, listen, fuck everybody at this school except for them, then, and fuck it, I'll help." Better than being here all day.
Above the door, it just says, "Thanks. Go find your friends," and then it draws like 5 arrows to the door. It's like, get the fuck out.
I feel like Callie is annoyed that she's being told to get out and takes her sweet fucking time to get out of the dark room.
As you walk over the threshold, you're also back in that first room. The lights are still all out, and there is no door behind you, but you do bump into Nora as you leave.
Oh shit!
Oh my, what is going on?
What the fuck? What did you get me into?
I just thought we were developing photos. That can't be real, right? Like, are we just having,
Are
like,
you fucking stupid? Of course it was real.
no, they've had, like, group hallucinations are, like, a thing, right?
Oh my god. Oh my god. It was a ghost. It was very clearly a ghost. I don't know why this is hard for you to understand.
Ghosts are not real.
Yeah, they are. That's what happens when you die.
I love that Callie believes in ghosts so hard. Skylar's like, aliens, demons, cool, great. And Callie's like, but ghosts.
Those are real.
Ghosts
Aliens,
are
stupid,
real.
nerd shit. Ghosts, totally real.
I think I would also take the photo of at least myself, the one at the end, and I think eventually, after all of the things that it seems like they're saying, I would try the door again.
Yeah, so as you take that photo and you walk back towards the door, a message spawns up near the door in that same bright writing. And it just says, "Thank you. Please listen to Sophie. Come find me."
Yeah, you're welcome. I take a picture of that if I can.
Yeah.
And then I leave.
So you also pop back into this room, bump into the back of the two of them, but the minute you step in the room is when the light comes on. And instead of the fluorescent lights, like the same bright, awful ones that every school has, instead of all of those, it is a singular red light bulb dangling from the ceiling in the center of the room. And facing you, but looking up at the light bulb and not moving, you see a kid. He's probably about 6 foot. He's like growing out of his clothes. Like you can tell they're too small for him. That he must have hit a growth spurt recently. He's got like reddish brown shaggy hair and big glasses. And he doesn't seem to be able to move. And in bright red letters on the wall across from you, where there are no doors where there used to be, it says, "Save him." And that's where we're done for the night.
All right. That was great.
So many people to save now.
Well, Valerie, will you give me the names of the 4 kids again?
Yes, that is Oliver, Lucas, Charlie, and Sophie.
Okay.
Well, I hope y'all had kind of fun, some fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
I had a blast.
I knew
Yeah, that
magic
was
was
great.
obviously going to come into play, but Nora's not.
I mean, it's not like magic.
Nora's a
You gotta have a
skeptic.
skeptic.
It's
You
like,
gotta have a skeptic.
I usually am the skeptic. funnily enough.
Some like demon bullshit, you know what I mean? But I hope that you all enjoyed. I hope anybody that's watching enjoyed. Thanks so much for popping in, y'all. Our very first stream back.
Yeah.
For the year. Look at us go. I've been wanting to tell a story like this for a very long time. And so when the opportunity presented itself, I was like, yeah, I'll take it. And then I've wanted to throw up all day. But I think it went fairly well.
It was so
No,
good.
you were so good. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
So good.
no throw up needed.
Yeah, thank God. So for the end of the night, once again, thank you so much for Streamloots. We did get a couple of last things in there. The film canisters that were played tonight, I did go ahead and grant. They have them in their possession. They will just have to figure out what's on them later. But those were put into play because those were a group thing. And I saw a couple of people played Keep My Enemies Closer. Those will come into play next week, I promise.
No.
Don't worry about it. I'm sure it's fine.
I know what those
I'm sure
cards
it's totally
are.
fine.
I made
Don't worry
them in
about
the system.
I know. I'm sure it's fine.
I put them
nothing
in.
nothing of harm could come to you
I
all,
read
I'm
the
sure. Certainly not some sort of demon thing coming after you. I wouldn't worry a thing about it. So yeah, but for the end of tonight, let's just go around the table again. Let's talk about it. So Megan, hi.
Hi. What are we
What do
talking
you-
about?
Where can we find you?
Yeah, what are you doing with your
Oh.
life? What's
Where can
happening?
you find me? Oh, the best place to find me is at Megan Caves. So it's MEGHANCAVES on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. You can find me Megan Caves Actor on Facebook, and I'm technically on Hive, but and TikTok for that matter. But I'm still trying with those two. I don't know. Anyway, those are Twitter is really the best place to keep up with stuff for me. And then also you can find my company, Gone Rogue Entertainment, at Gone Rogue ENT all over the internet. We have some short films, some horror short films you can check out, which Mallory's in one of those as well.
I am.
It's very true.
I helped
Yeah.
choreograph.
Kylie did my choreography during it because I didn't know what to do.
Oh, see?
And I
All of
helped.
You're learning something new. Yes. And then Harbingers, which it's chapter 3 or season 3 will be dropping sometime early this year. You can catch up with that on our YouTube at youtube.com/Conrogue Entertainment. And you can follow Harbingers at Harbingers RPG all over the place. Those are the main big things that are happening other than this show right now. And then coming up soon will be Ladies of Lake, which is Dungeons and Dragons. And two of these two ladies here are also cast members on that show, which is a lot of fun. But I don't think anything's been announced for that yet. So we're a rock band.
I don't
80s
think
rock
so. I
band.
think
80s
people
rock
know that season
band.
2 is like being made. I think we've talked about that on the internet at least, but not like days or
Not
anything
dates
like
yet,
that.
but we're doing it soon.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
Over
Yeah.
on Femme Gamer Party.
Yep,
Right?
That's their new rebranding. Yep.
Rebranded from Ladies of
Oh.
D&D.
Formerly known as Ladies of D&D, which is now known as Femme Gamer Party.
I did not know that. That is awesome. Yeah, that's gonna be great. I think that's it. I don't know. Other things will happen, I'm sure. Just follow me. Then that's where I keep my brain, and you will also know my brain, and it will be great.
Yay.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that you keep your brain on Twitter. That's terrible.
Well,
Everyone
I-
seems
when
to
it
keep
comes to
their
this
brain
stuff-
there. I read it all
I
the
know.
Look,
time.
I don't blame the people that do, but also
Look, Michael
I don't know.
Saltzman, I
Help
just
me.
need to tell you, your tweets make me
About your daughter?
so incredibly happy. Just
Okay.
your like random thought tweets, I connect with them every time. I'm like, no, I get that. I totally get
I
that.
can't tell you how much that means to me. Thank
love
you.
So Michael Saltzman, since
I
we're
guess
talking about you anyway,
good
let's talk
segue.
about your life.
I post a lot of random thoughts and plugs for things I do on my Twitter, which I'm putting in the chat. It's just add salts, but it's a Z at the end.
A wonderful
and,
pun.
it's a terrible name that I did
It's
a while
so
ago.
good.
Trapped in it now. But you can also catch my show actually on Dropout, on the Dropout streaming service. You can also watch it for free on YouTube. It's just a couple seasons behind there. And if you want to see me in it, I don't think I'm in any of the YouTube episodes on camera yet. So like the main reason to go watch it is kind of not there, basically, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right.
Do it. This season was great.
I am so pumped for next season. We had so much fucking fun on set. And also, things just keep getting more and more obscure because we're running out of shit to talk about.
I can
guys.
imagine.
Look, I can give you obscure nerdy
we
things.
are in season fucking 8. Like, that's. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, I do that. I'm also, in addition to this, I'll be doing some more streams soon. I'm hoping. I think I know I'm going to be bringing
Yeah.
a couple other ones. There's I think I'm going to be doing an ongoing campaign of Orbital Blues,
Ooh.
which I'm pretty excited about. I did a one shot of it, and we had so much fun that we decided we wanted to stay as the same characters and keep playing. So I'm going to be doing that, and I'm trying to. Taylor's going to come because I can't remember what the name of the channel is, and I want to plug it, but just follow me on Twitter, and I'll plug it there. And I don't know. This was so fun, and I really, really, really hope Callie isn't hateful in a way that makes her not fun. I'm trying really hard to hit that.
She's
spot.
great. I hate her so much.
Because I know that if you play an asshole at the table, sometimes it can just be frustrating.
No.
You are good. You are great.
Yeah.
Great. That's it.
Yeah.
You are lovable, so when she's an asshole, she's a lovable asshole
Yeah.
because she's played by you.
I just
And
love that
I
she jumped
hope-
in both feet with Ghost. Like, she was
Oh.
just like, whatever,
That's
it's
what
fine.
happens when you die.
No.
Obviously.
Ghost, yeah.
She was dead. Most of what happens when you die.
Also, I hope the responses you got are just in gameplay and not because, at least on my part, not because I'm irritated. I'm just
Yes.
having
Oh.
fun playing with
I
her.
just want to make sure because
No,
I've
you're
been at
good.
tables before. Yeah.
Time of
Yeah,
my life.
totally,
Michael.
totally.
Do not worry a thing about her, I promise. So Kylie, what's your life looking like
Hi.
at the moment?
I'm Kylie. You can find me most places on the internet at Viking_mermaid. Sometimes it's just Viking Mermaid because I got different social medias at different times. Obviously, I'm here doing this. And then Wednesday, we have our new Vanishing Lands campaign, which I'm super pumped about. I'll let Mal talk to you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I will let Mal talk to you about that. But we're doing that on Wednesday, which I'm super pumped about. And like Megan said, we will be over on Femme Gamer Party soon with Ladies of Lake Season 2. Also, just a couple things about the channel because we just got real excited, like, going into the game tonight.
You just did a thing.
All of our episodes, except for one, which I'm on the search for. I think it's on this laptop. All of
Muppets
our
is
previous episodes, not all of Muppets, don't say that. Everybody will freak out.
Well,
I
singular
just can't
Muppet.
find episode 4, and I think I recorded it on this laptop, so it's okay. All of our streams that we have done since day one are all up on our YouTube channel. It is just search Homebrews and Homebodies. They're all there. So if you want to watch anything, please go do that. I highly recommend. We just got done with Act 1 of our Muppets campaign. I miss it so much. We'll be coming back with Act 2 this year, but it's just absolute insanity. Number 2, if you really enjoy this, give us a follow. It'll let you know when we're going live. If you really, really like it, give us a subscribe, and then you can have extra cool emotes that Mal made because she does all of our art.
If you haven't seen the duck fuck bombs, highly recommend.
They're great.
They're my favorite.
They're great. But yeah, that's how we do our things. We also have a Discord server, which I will make sure that we post on our Twitter, so you can hop in there. That way, if you want to chat about the games while they're happening, after they're happening, if you want to just chat with people in general who are also paying attention to the things we're doing, we're all there. But yeah, so thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We did a lot of work going into this year, and we're really pumped about what we're going to bring you. So thanks for the support. We appreciate it.
Yeah, And then there's me. Hi, I'm Mallory. I've been your game master tonight, and I'm going to be your game master for quite a bit, apparently, because I am also the GM for the Vanishing Lands. So that premieres on Wednesday. The Vanishing Lands is a really cool system that was made by some friends of ours, and we have a really cool table playing. It's Ali Capone, Adam Kahn, uh, Kylie, and then
The Space
Amber, who
Jammer.
which is the Space Jammer all over the internet. And it's just like a big world building game. So this Wednesday is technically our live session 0. I had like a 20-minute call with the cast to be like, hi, this is the very basics of what you need to know for Wednesday. Do not let this take up real estate in your head until then, because we're making everything live. We make the world, all the characters, and then we come back starting the next week. I am building a whole campaign with character art and the whole shebang in a week. Wish me luck.
It's gonna be great.
It'll be fine, I'm sure. But it's going to be a really cool, fun time. So this week is full of premieres of game systems that are not out yet, which is really cool. Um, Other than these two shows right now that I'm GMing, that I'm very lucky enough to have really cool, talented friends to play with, you can also find me over on Ladies of Lake on Fem Gamer Party when we're back. I'll be there every week. And also, I cannot say what night I am on, but I can say that I'm doing the show. I am going to be a part of the Dragonlance, like Game of Thrones style show that is going to be on Eric Frankhouse Presents. I'm a regular cast member for that, so it's going to be really cool, I think. And my character for it is maybe one of my favorite I've ever made, so I'm really excited about it. Um, I'm lucky to play with cool people and have cool opportunities, and this is a nice night. And thank you all for your kind words in the chat. This is my first time being in the GM seat in almost a year. So it's been a bit, but it was really nice for everything to go so well. And I had a great time, and I'm going to be riding this adrenaline rush for a couple hours, so thank you. But with that, we'll see y'all on Wednesday. If your Streamloots card was not played tonight, know that the cast has all of their Streamloots cards, and they are recorded for next week. And in the meantime, have some wonderful adventuring time out in the real world. And we'll be back in the Pretend one Wednesday, and then we'll be back in this one on next Monday. So see y'all then. Bye.
Hi.
Bye.